The way. Okay, looks like we're live. Hi, I'm Mike Dixon, Simply Your Device. Friday night tech talk here on the channel. Uh, over there is George. That's George Hayes, or better known as Mobile Geezer. Thank you, sir, for joining us tonight. How you doing?
You shouldn't say over there in front of an old guy like me, because I go all the way back to Yankee Doodle Dandy, and my mind says
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I
over
should have seen that one
there.
coming.
Send a word over there, and I'm not
Uh,
even across the ocean.
yeah.
But I am up in space, as you can see behind me with
Yeah,
my TARDIS.
yeah, you have your target. Yes, yes. So Eleanor is in the room. Hello, hello. How you doing? I know you probably Eleanor is probably was looking forward to this night being, coming in and stopping in. So, and I'm going to repeat myself 100 times over this. If you catch us, hit the replay or pass it on. Please share it on the socials. And
Exactly.
the award goes to Brian tonight. Brian was the first one. Before, I mean, I came up here just before 7, and here he is. That's his message to me. So thank you, Brian.
Brian's like that. It's
Yeah.
usually him or Eleanor first.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. George. I just want to go over a few things with me personally, where I've been and what I've been up to. Also,
Okay.
some thoughts I want to share. Yeah, I've been door dashing a lot. Uh, my I don't know. It's something happened to me when you blame Will. I love blaming Will. He ain't here to defend himself.
You
First
always
off,
blame Will. You
I'm
blame
gonna
Will for
blame Will
everything.
because he said, I said, I think about doing it, and I because he did it, but he didn't do it as long. He didn't do it as like I'm doing it. As
Okay.
far as like out there, almost 5 days a week doing it,
Right.
and
So you
the
can
challenge.
blame Will that you're making money, is what you're
Well, yeah,
saying.
I'm making money, and the challenge he put, it was the challenge the referral was get 270 deliveries in 60 days. Well, I had those 270 deliveries done in about 40 days.
Okay.
So, and it's a little bit of a rush, and to see that
Well,
money.
you might say you've been dashing around.
Oh,
I
oh,
couldn't
I'm
resist.
dashing. I'm dashing around. I'm quite dashing looking.
There you go.
Yeah, all those.
Now you got the right spirit.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I play with that dashing all the time. So yeah. Uh, and when you're away from this thing, I'm I don't want to. I'm going to say it, but I don't mean it wholeheartedly. But
Okay.
you got to know when to throw the cards out, throw the cards down. Say, okay, I'm I'm folding, and I'm not
Cool.
quitting. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not. But the whole thing is, I try to get. It's hard to do when you have life and family, and they seem to they not shouldn't say seem, but they take precedence
Right.
on things. And I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how YouTubers do it. I mean, and you know, mad respect for everybody who's gotten it done, who's making it in this in here. But
I
it
get
was
it done by being a workaholic. Keep in mind, I work 3 days a week for enterprise, and I find that as I've gotten older, I've turned into a workaholic, and I enjoy being a
mhm.
workaholic.
Oh yeah, I get it because it's the same thing for me though too. I
Okay.
mean, work a regular job, and then I come home by 5 o'clock. Sit, eat dinner, and on the weekdays, not every weekday, but I get in the car and go deliver food and stuff for DoorDash for 2 to 4 hours. It depends.
And you've even psyched Patty into enjoying doing it
Oh
with
my
you.
god, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yes, she definitely enjoys it a whole lot. I just got to realize. Let me see. I bet I got a message. I have a Gustavo, if I'm pronouncing his name. Oh, he's got. Let me see. Let me bring this up. I don't know if I can. Here is one of my followers, all the way from. I don't know if it can come in clear. He's showing here. He's watching us now. He's ghosting. He's not. I don't know. I don't know who's watching.
Where's he from?
Brazil.
Okay, very good.
He's been in contact with me. We've talked about, he's one of those people that have never been a Debbie Downer. I will give him it. I know he's listening. If he's listening to me, he's always been coming out with, it sends me a message of something to make me have a smile.
So you're saying he's an encourager?
Yeah. Oh, very much so. I don't know if it's his nature, but also culture too. You know what I mean? George is the machine, without a doubt. Here, all right, I'm going to put that right up there. George is the machine because I will say, he's doing his job. He's doing YouTube videos, and he's beating the hell out of a punching bag. You know what I mean? I mean, how I can't even do that
once in a while because I want to make sure I keep my hand. And there's so many guys my age that I work with, and it's like, oh, I can't defend myself anymore. I need to use a gun. I don't need a gun. I can still defend myself.
Oh yeah,
I keep myself that way.
Good. So, anyway, look. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I will try and make videos when I can. I have videos that are swimming in my head and I want to cover things, but I just can't. But
wait, I'm going to give you my sick humor.
Ooh,
now, if you remember your Beatles, you said I don't want to sound like a broken record, and my mind said number 9. Number nine. I couldn't help it. It's all sitting there 50 some years of being in bands.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Mom's saying she's sending me comments, but she can't see me. Let me get to.
I'm not seeing her comments.
I don't even know if
Now, of course, you're running the stream, so I can't see them live on StreamYard, but I can see them on YouTube, and I'm not seeing her in YouTube. I just see Brian and Eleanor.
You see Brian, Eleanor? Yeah. I don't know. Where can I get to view it on YouTube? Let me see some here. Let me kill that.
You're hearing yourself.
Yeah, I just kill. Yeah, I don't see. I'm in the YouTube stream. Oh, all right. Well, no. Anyway, Brian, we will cover the Z Fold, but let's get to. If you got any question, everybody knows where to get a hold of me. In plain English, everybody knows where to get a hold of me, and stuff. And the bottom line is with DoorDash, and I'm going to end it real quick. It's the flip side. I couldn't afford to get these phones that I have now because the money wasn't there. Now I have the money and I don't have the time to make YouTube videos, which is really a twisted fate.
It's always the way it is.
So Brian, I see your question. I do want to talk about it because that is on the subject line of what we're going to be covering tonight.
Yeah, that is one of the topics of tonight.
So going to my hastily show notes. The premise here, George, is this: we're gonna we the three phones, we both seem like we both were getting them about this days apart, seems like almost and I'm really interested in your take on these phones. Now we'll start with the Moto G Power.
Yeah, the Moto G Power you had up top.
Now I wrote down some real quick. I didn't want to pose these. I want these like fresh out of your mind questions. Right. I didn't want you to. Okay.
Right. I didn't run anything to my mind because I figured, okay, you just want
right. Well, the first question, opinion. Right. My first question is, how has the experience been for the last few weeks or few months with the Moto G? Let's talk about that. The
Moto G Power, I've had it 2.5 months, and I've loved it for the price. Unbeatable, I think. It's pretty smooth. You wouldn't expect a budget phone to be this smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Takes pretty good pictures. I have better, even with the budget phones. I have better. We'll get to that. But it's a very smooth experience, much smoother than, say, the A54, which is the jankiest phone I have, even though it's a good phone. So the Moto G Power, I would say my experience is above the A54, maybe just barely below the
I
OnePlus.
want to comment on that is, folks, in that guy there, in the past we talked about these phones, and some of these phones had a certain kind of processor, and George
I know
was
you mentioned that yesterday.
and George was a diehard Snapdragon, and preferably the high-end one user, and he wanted no part of MediaTek or Exynos.
I did not, because you got to remember, for what, first 3 or 4 years, MediaTek had a bad reputation. Then they kept
and I
getting
said
better.
they cleaned
And then
up.
when they came out with the 9000, that's when they got a whole lot better.
Real quick, we got Will, the guy who got me in trouble.
What's up, brother? You're
Will,
gonna
you got
join
me.
us in here.
You caught me in trouble.
He was already talking about you and blaming you, Will.
Yeah, I'm blaming you because I have no YouTube life anymore. Thanks to you.
He's blaming you for making money, Will. So that's
yeah. That's right. That's right. If I could do that, that money right now,
exactly.
Yeah. So, back to my questions. Okay, so you're quite pleased with the experience using this device.
The Moto G Power, yes, very
Moto
much
G
so.
Power, yes, we're talking about them. Yeah. Biggest positive. What's your biggest positive on this device?
The smoothness. It's much smoother than I thought a budget phone would be. Much smoother.
Okay.
And it takes pretty good pictures. Not the best, but it takes pretty good pictures. I got to give it that. But I have to say the smoothness is the main thing.
Okay. Biggest negative.
The pictures, the photos.
Well, okay.
Now, of course, I can't really call it a negative on the Moto G Power. Here's Will. All right, we got him.
Okay.
We got
the instigator.
him. We got him.
The instigator's in the room.
George.
What's up, Mike? Dude?
Where are you
at?
Him.
Yeah,
where are you tonight?
Baby, we got him.
Where are you at tonight? You home or are you
home? I'm home.
Yeah, you got your normal work shift coming up or what?
Yeah, you already
okay.
know.
No, that didn't change. Okay, all right.
So he's home and he is here. So
along
homie
with
does
jury
play
duty
that
every Thursday.
All right, so homie does play that. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm.
What's going on, Mike?
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man?
You in 3 months.
Yeah,
you guys live 20 minutes apart. It amazes me.
I'm waiting for him to order some damn DoorDash. I could deliver to him and shake his hand for crying out loud.
See, now Will, he wants to make money.
I'm going to make more money off your back. Yeah, that's right.
Mike's been killing it.
That's right. It's all your fault too. Okay, you put that Mike's challenge. I said it, and I'll keep on telling everybody.
I didn't think you were going to do it this long.
Well, see, he takes his wife with him, and they go out and have a good time.
We have Dash, and that's including today. I took today off from my regular job. Today, 6 months to the day, I'm over 1,300 in deliveries.
And you did DoorDashing today too?
Yes, we did a few hours. Good. It wasn't the best, but I got a few bucks in my pocket. Nothing to write home about, but I got the month started with 5 deliveries, and I got to get. But basically, I might make side comments about. You get 100 deliveries in a month, you are what they call top dasher, and top dasher gives you the ability to get priority on orders and get the dash anytime you want.
Now, what does it mean to get priority on orders?
That's the key right there. Being able to dash whenever you want.
Oh, huge! Because when I was starting, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks into it, they flipped the switch. They okay, we got you now, and they flipped the switch, and all of a sudden you had to go on a schedule. They determine when you're allowed to go dashing. And usually it's all the crap hours, at least for my market.
Yeah, now, every market wants, yeah.
Right, yeah. And we're talking 11:30 at night on a Wednesday, okay? Yeah. Into the morning. No. So I played them, and I would look on the map, and I would go to Gloucester Township all the way out to Voorhees. Now, if I don't know if George knows where I'm talking about.
I know where Voorhees is. You went all the way out to Philly one day.
Yeah. I mean, I covered. I didn't go to. Oh no, I ain't going to Philly. That's nuts.
You went to Pennsylvania one day, as far as I remember, because I was surprised to see you say you were in Pennsylvania. This was a couple of months ago.
I might have. Was I going? I don't think I went to Delaware. I went to Delaware to dash.
No, I remember that. Well, you go
Yeah.
to Delaware almost every day anyway.
Well,
so-
yeah, I did some dashing out there, but
But yeah, you went very far south in Delaware, if I remember that day.
I don't know. I never got to.
That was
I
my
went to North
impression looking at the
Carolina.
map, because I remember pulling up the map and I'm like, "What? He's in Delaware now."
Yeah. So, yeah, but so I blame you, Will, because I don't have a YouTube life anymore. So we're both have something in common. You gave up on YouTube and you just went all Apple, and I just went crazy and bought every cheap phone I could find. So. Oh yeah,
you've been picking up stuff. I didn't even notice.
I wouldn't
'Cause you
call
don't never talk
I
about
wouldn't
it.
call the Fold 3 a cheap phone.
We'll talk
now.
about that.
Wait, Mike has the Fold? I thought that was a typo.
The Fold 3.
No, yeah. Well, all right. Let's continue. Let's continue.
What? Hold on.
Will,
Now
hold up. Listen. I have a
Wow.
question for George, and I have comments for the phones that we're talking about right now. We're talking about the Moto G Power 2023.
Right.
A very nice budget phone that this is one of many phones that I've acquired. And I said earlier on, I don't know if you caught it. Three Musketeers. Yes. The sadness here is that the DoorDash has enabled me to get the phones I want, but I have no damn time to make videos over. So, but I get to play with them and I get to post them whenever I can on the socials.
You notice, Will, he's now has very much first world problems. Okay.
Listen, I can't believe he got the Fold. I'm shocked.
Well, we'll talk about it. Brian's dying to hear from my comments, but let's finish up here real quick. The negative, George, was the
photos.
The photos. Okay.
And I, like I said, I can't really call it a negative for such a budget phone. For the device, it gives pretty good photos, but compared to my other devices, it's not the best.
To answer Brian's question, on my perspective, on the negative portion, right there, that's what killed it. And that
was your big knock against
that.
That
was. Well, and like a doofus, I thought I don't know the price, everything it had, the 120 hertz screen and all that. I'm like going, I got it, and I'm setting it up, and I'm looking and I'm looking and looking. I can't find that NFC.
And then you saw no NFC.
And I get on here and I'm like going, holy crap, it has no NFC. Are you kidding me?
Now, I think that the main difference between us, do you carry two phones every single day without fail?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, because that's why the NFC thing doesn't bother me, because I always have another phone that has NFC.
And stop. Okay. Yes, George, you're absolutely right. We all carry obnoxious amounts of phones on us, but let's just take a moment. I always take the perspective of the consumer,
the one who only had the one phone.
And then this is where the Pixel 6a shines in droves. Okay. If you can't provide, you put that price on her, and I was stupid enough to buy this phone. I admit it was like I gotta have it kind of thing.
I'm still glad I got the phone. I still enjoy.
I'm glad I got the phone too. It's a ridiculous amount of storage, 256 gigs of storage. It has it checks all the boxes. But you couldn't spend the extra money and still ask for almost a kind of obscene price of $299 when first coming out. Right. That's where I got a problem with this phone. That's where my negative is.
Do you ever think you'd hear somebody say an obscene price of $299?
We're
talking phones here.
Right? Come on, let's talk about this. That phone doesn't stand a chance now. Of course they knock $50 off, and that makes now not as obscene. Still a little pricey.
$249. It's a bargain of a phone.
It's getting better. But I always say with one thing with this phone. This is a leader phone. Leader to get the person that I need a phone. I don't have the best credit. This is definitely in the prepaid market right now. Yeah. And this is why you can get this phone almost near free. I'm just going to review the. Oh, one last question, and I'll kind of go back and put my 2 cents on there, and you can add your thing.
And we'll shoot in whenever you want to say.
Oh
something.
my God! Oh yes. And my last question is: was this a good addition to your collection?
Absolutely. But keep in mind, somehow right now, what phones do I have the most of? Moto. I have 3 Moto phones right now.
Oh yeah,
I
you
have
do.
I have the
Yeah,
Moto Edge Plus
that's
2022
right.
from
You
last
do.
year, which was a pretty good phone. I have the Moto Razr
Hmm.
Plus, and I have this phone. So I have 3 Moto phones. I
Right,
think right
right.
now I only have 2 Samsung phones.
I'm gonna just real quick. My experience in the last few weeks, it really nerfed my experience. How was my past few weeks and few months? It nerfed me. I always want my primary phone, my one I do personal stuff on. The phone, and this is where like my doctor just called today on my personal line, family, friends. This is the line I've had for 15 years. That's the one I want, the bells and whistles. That's the one I want it all. And when it didn't have NFC,
Right.
is
Okay.
it got relegated to the back of the bus.
I was gonna say, yeah,
You know,
you flipped cards and that was it.
right. Now, having said that, now I've taken that phone and put it on my work line, my work phone.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see. um and it's great. It's great. And I do notice some a little bit now it's amazing. I really, and we'll talk about the A54 soon
So
too.
you were
But
about to say you have jankiness with this
I don't
phone?
want to say jankiness, but it's just weird. Like when it first came out of the box, both those phones were really nice, and all of a sudden, as time's gone on, and maybe like I didn't use it for a few days, let's say, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what the hell is this? Maybe is it because I was on another phone that was
So like
really smooth?
hesitation, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so now now since I've had it, I get a little bit of hesitation once in a while. Most of the time, I may not even be noticing it. Whereas with the A54, I always notice it. Big difference.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, see, Will's question: how can I have Google Pay? And that's that.
Because we have 2 phones. That's why,
Well,
Will.
we have two phones, but let's
Yeah.
say the person now. See, that's the thing. I again, it's I call it the leader. It gets the person in there. Now the person isn't aware. They happen to be one of those just a little bit tech savvy, knowing that they can tap to pay. Okay,
See, yeah, I'm guessing
so
the average person has no clue
yeah,
about tap
yeah.
to pay.
Well, I've seen, and I'm just sharing this. It's just okay. I'm there waiting for food. I'm
Mhm.
waiting for people. I'm at McDonald's, Burger King, all these fast food places, and I'm seeing the kids, of course, take out their Apple Pay and
Right.
tap. Kids are
Right.
tap to pay. Okay, so
Okay.
that
But it's
knowledge.
Apple. You're talking iPhone.
I
Sure.
understand that, but let's talk a few years ago when I'm like
Yeah.
having freakouts because, yes, they still call it Apple Pay when it's really maybe Samsung Pay. But anyway, people didn't trust it. Now now a generation's coming up that they're going to expect that, and I'm just saying that somebody's shopping for a phone and they can't
Yeah, you're
afford
right.
it.
You're right. They
You know
are
what I
going to
mean?
expect because they're younger.
They
That's
right.
true.
So
Yeah.
so that's where the phone is right now. That phone is not it's down my bag, my work bag. It is a great phone, and I know I'm not going to have any problems in long term.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's a great phone too.
Biggest positive is the storage. It's a ridiculous amount of
Okay,
storage
I
for a
think you're right
quote,
there.
for a budget phone. And
Yeah.
and again, it's still, how can I say, the negative is like a hook. It's hooked to the positive. The negative is the NFC portion, but it has a headphone jack. It has expandable storage. It has a
Yep.
ridiculous amount of internal storage. They had the ultimate phone that could have kicked maybe and the refresh rate, maybe the Pixel 6 off to the side, but they leave the one component out of it, and that's the thing that I think that's what hurts the phone. So
But
what's
I
Mr.
think in the case of the Moto G Power, I think they were, they have a tradition of the Moto G Power for annually. So I think they were just kind of following their own tradition, don't you think?
Oh yeah, that's
Rather
yeah.
than trying to compete with the Google phones. Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the processor is concerned, I feel the processor in it is very serviceable.
No, it does. It does well, and it's not
and-
even.
and
And
the-
it's
and the
not even the
pictures-
top processor.
And trust me when I tell you, I actually use the macro lens, especially when it comes to work. I'm just going to tell you because the words are this small on something or on a component, or I'm trying to get a picture. This is where
You're
the macro,
old. You're old.
well,
When you get my age, you're probably going to need Patty to see for you.
Will's right. It probably cost him 2 cents and another 2 cents for the guy to put it in. You know what I mean?
And that's what people always say. NFC chips don't cost anything.
Mom is in the room. Everybody,
Hey, Carol,
mom's got her comment in. See, she's working it fine. Good. I'm glad it's working. Hi,
but
Mom.
Carol, it shouldn't be hey, shouldn't it be? I couldn't resist.
He's been saving up, Mom. He's been saving up for a while. We're just not that. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's why I said that's
typing in the comments, but he's not talking online anymore. Even though
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Will.
there you are. Hey, Lewis, glad to see you here, Lewis. Tech for your needs.
I'm on a roll here. Will, look out. Anyway,
keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah. So the biggest positive with all those things and a high refresh rate. Was this a good addition to the collection?
Yes.
Yes, I think it is. I think it's it's going to take something to make me want to switch phones off the work line, as I call it. And the battery's great. I love the battery. I go 2 days. I and that's I might have a light day, and then I might have a heavy. I'm on the phone a lot at work, and
I guess I could go 2 days, but I switch phones every day because of my watches, which I switch every day. I switch phones every day.
So, with that is the Moto G Power 2023.
Right.
Now let's talk about the OnePlus Nord N30. George, go. Oh, look, he took the cover off and shined it up too.
No, the shining that was already there.
Did you get the case?
Took the cover off.
Did you get the case?
Yes, I have the case.
I love this case. I always loved their sandstone cases.
Yeah, it's the sandstone. Where is it?
I can't take it out of the case. I can't do what you're doing. No,
I can't even find it now.
No, don't drop the phones. It's like slippery like butter.
It's very, very, very
slippery.
Sure.
Yes, it's so.
Well, I know where the case is.
So, George, what has your experience been in the last few weeks, last few months? It's been months.
Months. It's been a few months. Here's the sandstone case. I had stuck it in the box. That's why I couldn't find it.
So you do use a case for that phone, right?
Yes, I use the case on everything.
Okay.
The only thing I don't use is screen protectors, but yes,
I agree with you, Brian. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It does. It was like when I saw the Zen phone, I'm like going, is that?
Yeah, and where did that stupid rumor come from that they were going to stop making Zen phones? Which
I think Will started it. I really want to say Will started.
I didn't start it, but I heard it today when I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah, and Asus is like, we're not stopping that.
George, Mom wants to know when you're coming up here.
I see what she's saying. I am not sure. I will try to get up there. Well, probably before December because it gets cold up there. I'm not used to that.
No, yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to work it out at some point.
Yep.
If I were going to travel now, I would be in New Orleans with Ted because Ted wanted me to come to New Orleans this weekend.
Was he supposed to get married, or did he get married and I missed that?
It got canceled.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, here we go.
It got canceled last year, so. Gotcha. Big House is in here. What's up, brother?
The Mr. Motorola guy himself. What's up? Who's picking up on the Motorola?
Okay, we had pretty much nothing but good things to say about Moto so far.
My man, him and I, we go and talk about Moto on.
Yeah,
on
I see you guys talking on Twitter.
Yeah, no, X.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
And
I'm old. Deal with
it. Big House. I don't remember. Are you on Threads? Big House, tell me. Drop a comment. Let me know.
I thought I saw he was following me on Threads, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I wasn't sure either. So anyway, OnePlus. How's your experience? How's it been the last few weeks and months?
Now, my experience has been a little bit better than the Moto G Power. I think it's a better phone. I think it's a better experience. It certainly takes better photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, I love the case. This is a very good. How much did this one cost? I forgot.
$299.
Okay, yeah.
$299 for this phone. Now, mind you, the other phone that didn't have NFC
came
but this
out at
one has less
$299
storage.
also.
$299 also. Yeah, this has less storage.
Right.
I think they both have high refresh rate.
Right. So I think this is the better phone of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I like. And keep in mind, I didn't buy a OnePlus phone since the OnePlus 7 Pro, yeah, the one with the camera that slid up and down. Yeah, so it had been. I had gotten off them, so I was surprised, and I am still surprised at how much I like this device.
Mm.
So
yes.
yeah,
I
let
me
just highly recommend this at $300.
This is on my primary. This is
okay.
and I had it on the primary. I had actually parked the Pixel for a while. I wanted to see what the updates were.
My Pixel parked right now.
And I put the Pixel on another line, but this is my prime, and I find that my experience is equally as pleasing as you're talking about.
Right.
The OS is surprising. I mean, I don't know what everybody was crying the blues about Oppo's Color OS or something. Is that in play here? Do you know?
I keep reading that it is, but to me, now of course I haven't used a OnePlus in years.
To me, it's
like the old OnePlus.
Yeah, like the old. Yes.
Yeah, which is very close to stock.
So I want to know. So Will, hearing us talk about Android phone, when are you going to get yours?
You got his response. That was the real response.
That was nothing held back for sure. Okay. Well, don't worry, we'll get to Apple. We'll be getting. There's a section in Apple in here, so I'm trying to get to that point for you to get in here. What's your biggest positive on the phone, on the OnePlus there, George?
My biggest positive on the phone, I guess, for a $300 phone, I guess it's probably the photos. That's my big. Yeah, I think that's my big positive.
Yeah, I mean
because of the price.
What's the OnePlus flagship that's out? What's the flagship OnePlus?
The 10 Pro is just 11 Pro.
11
Pro
Pro
coming out. It just
came out. It came out actually beginning. Well, not the beginning of the year, but the first quarter, like March. Was it, George?
Okay.
Something like
that far back? Okay, yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while. So.
Okay.
And Will, they haven't really put out anything else. Well, I shouldn't say phone wise. So this was the most recent phone. And I know they put out some other Nords.
Well, as far as we know, today was the first day of what's the show in Berlin?
IFA.
Today was the first day of IFA. They might have announced something there. I don't know.
Yeah. But Will, they're coming out. OnePlus is coming out with a fold phone, and they have their own tablet. I'm surprised they haven't talked about their watch. Even that I don't even know that shows up in their website anymore.
But we don't know when the fold is coming out because it's already been delayed. It was supposed to come out.
Yeah, and they switched screen providers.
Yeah, and that's the one I'm thinking. If I end up with a fold, that will probably be the one I get because it looks like it's going to be cheaper than the other.
I'm looking to see if they can remember the watch they had.
Yeah, so the watch is dead. The watch is DOA.
Yeah, I think it is. It's not showing up on the website anymore.
If they're not talking,
no, it's not there. And now
maybe you're not watching in the right place.
Wow! And let me tell you, they sold. I know they had a big push on the 10T that sold out. The OnePlus 10 Pro's gone. It's still showing up, but shown as sold out, which is probably going to get pulled off their website.
So the 11 is the main one there.
The 11, and then you got the Nord. So back to the question you said, George. You said the biggest positive is the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's your negative?
Do I have a negative for this $300 phone? I don't think I have a negative.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Okay. And the next question is, was it a good addition to your collection?
Absolutely, because I had been without a OnePlus for what 4 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was absolutely a good addition.
My experience, I like this phone a lot.
Okay.
I said to you, don't get me wrong. I have the Pixel intentionally, so I'm waiting for the new update. I thought maybe they might have slide it out by, have it out by now, and
Right.
I'll get
Oh
into
yeah, my
different things.
when I turned on my I meant to tell you when I turned on my power tonight because I hadn't turned it on for a few days, there was an update
For
right
the
away.
G, yeah, and that's the thing without all these with these three phones.
Right.
Um, well, Motorola surprised the hell out of me when I got in two updates. One.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I
exactly. I
got
remember you
two.
mentioned it. Yeah.
I got two for the Edge Plus. I got one at the
Right.
beginning of the month, and I got one at the end of this month, and then I got this one for the G Power, which I was like, I didn't even expect it.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I'm hoping that Motorola sticks to their promise of bi-monthly updates.
Okay. Well,
I
the one
think
I just got, it has a June 1st Android security update, has a July 1st Google Play system update.
right, and their G Power is running behind. I guess they intended to do it because even when you got the phone, I think it was still 2 months behind on the
Yeah.
security patch side.
Yeah, I think it always is. Yeah.
All right, I got
Because
an update.
I think my Moto Edge 2022 is ahead of it already.
Yeah, but they got to do better with their so-called we'll call flagship, like your 22, your Edge
Right.
20, Edge Plus 22, with
Yeah.
and
Well,
getting
now
it
they,
out a
I
lot
agree with that
sooner.
too. Yeah.
That's just was uncalled for taking so long.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, is if they can keep on doing now, you talk about updates because I love talking about updates.
Okay.
You mentioned about your Edge Plus didn't get an update
Months
for
ago, yeah.
time.
But then didn't I tell you a couple of days afterward? No, I
Right,
think the
right,
day afterward I got it. Yeah.
but you didn't. Were you not getting security patches too? Were
Not
they kind of
regularly. No.
not as frequent like they should have been?
No, they weren't. No, they
No,
weren't.
they weren't as bi-monthly as they promised.
No, they
Right?
weren't. No, not at all. And of course, having so many phones and switching them all the time, I just didn't pay attention until you brought it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that was the thing because I happened to see Tito. His name is Tito. He's the Pixel. He does the Pixel stuff. I know his name is.
Oh yeah, I know
You
Tito.
know what I'm
Okay,
talking about. And he made mention about the stylo or stylus 2022 and never getting updates. And I'm like, how can that be? How could that phone not get an
And I think
update?
he's been with the stylist for a few years, so he would know.
All right, yeah. So I was shocked with that. Let's see. Got it wrong, guys. Anyway, let's see if we have. Oh yes,
Enjoy your dinner, Big
Big
House.
House.
Have a
Check out
good
the pass it around. Share, like, and check out the replay. That's all I got to tell you.
Exactly.
So
And
enjoy
your weekend,
yourself.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So like, and the OnePlus phone, I got an update. I didn't even know I got an update because I went to go look, and it showed July. This is back when it was July.
Right.
This was July, and I looked at it, and I'm like going, wait a minute. I must have gotten an update because I remember it was like on May's patch when I first got the phone.
Right.
So it snuck an update on me, and I didn't even know it. So I'm pleased with that. Honestly, there's no for me for this phone. There's no negatives. I don't mind the screen.
I have the July 5th security update.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind the screen. Not being an AMOLED. I love AMOLED. I like OLED screens myself.
Right.
But it works
No,
great.
I think the screen is fine. I have no problems with it.
It works perfect on my on the Verizon network.
Yeah.
I get the ultra wide that I'm paying for. It shows up. It's just been a really and the Snapdragon 695. I know everybody goes, oh well, it's the last year's processor, is an old one.
That's
I don't
true.
But
it's a solid device,
that's the thing.
It acts like a solid device.
I'm not getting the slowness the mild.
Exactly.
I mean, the small, like, and I'm comparing Moto versus this phone, not the A54, which we'll talk shortly.
Yeah, I'd say
But
the OnePlus is a little bit
I
better
want to
than the
say
Moto
maybe
as
the
far as the
OS
jankiness.
has some effect on this. That's
Could
just
be
my
very well because they've been known for a smooth OS for years.
You're right, and they really it really shines through there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm no, this is a keeper. This is going to be a keeper device for me. Moving on to the A54. Once again, George, what do you how's your experience been with this device?
Okay, my A54, it's been fine. I enjoy the phone. This one, I think the photos are the best of the three, photo-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But this is by far of the three budget phones I have, this is by far the jankiest. You can see it hesitate almost anytime you do anything. If I open a browser, when I go to do anything, you see the hesitation every single time, and you don't see it every single time with the others. So that would be my big complaint. That's my big negative.
And just doing basic stuff, your email or maybe
any app you open, it is going to hesitate enough for you to notice the hesitation. That's what I would say.
And to me, between the Moto phone and this phone, it's crept up. And then when it's noticeable is either I'm switching between devices for whatever reason, or I haven't used it in a while, and I'm like going, whoa, what's up with this? What is going on with this?
Now the difference for me is from the day I got it, the Moto phone, it was every once in a while a little jankiness. This has been every single time without fail.
From the day you got it?
Much of a bother because it's only a split second, but it's a noticeable split second, always, sometimes a second. But it's always noticeable, and it's been that way from day one, and it hasn't changed.
Okay. Biggest positive. What's your biggest positive here?
This one, I think it has better photos than both of the other two.
And video? How about video? What do you think the video?
The video is fine. It's a Samsung phone, and to me, it kind of shows, because it may be a cheap Samsung phone, but it shows that Samsung still pays attention to their cameras, even in their cheaper phones.
And
now, would I be going down to an A13? No. But
right.
An A54, I think it's pretty good.
Right. And the negative?
The negative is the jankiness. By far, that's that's the only. It hesitates no matter what you do, including taking a picture.
And is it a good add to your collection, or is this okay? So far, the three phones we've talked about, you have no desire, like, on. I don't know.
I'm glad I got all three. Keep in mind, last year I had the A53, 52. Which I had sold to Don down in Texas, so I was glad I got the A54, because to me it kind of replaced it as this year's version.
My thing is, and I want to segue into a little story about the A54 and my experience with the A54. So in doing DoorDash, I started off with I had an iPhone SE 2020 version that I picked up, and I picked it up for something else, for another project that never really came to fruition. So I said, well, let me start with DoorDashing with this device, and I was on a T-Mobile SIM card. I was using my then postpaid T-Mobile. And then when the app, this is where I feel the app is when if you hear me go on a rant on Twitter about
I've heard you, especially in the first month or so.
Yeah, it still does it. And then there's horror stories I could share at another time, but the app would be just stupid, and I wasn't sure it wasn't the phone. I mean, but again, it was a small phone with small battery, so it really used the battery out of it. It was a refurbished or used one. So I switched to my wife's Note 10 Plus that she had.
Now, at
that
this
she
point, you hadn't gotten the iPhone from Will yet, right?
No, I had the iPhone. No, my iPhone 13 Pro has never been door dashing.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. I keep that locked solid with that phone number and there. That's
No,
the whole.
notice, Will, he keeps it pure. Aren't you happy?
I keep it. Actually that phone here has slowly slipped to a work phone because of
Oh, really?
how much people are on iPhone, George.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing.
That
Okay?
makes sense.
So,
because people want iMessage.
well, I haven't gotten that yet. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Okay.
But anyway, so I switched to one. I switched to that, and it still had hiccups, and I kept on thinking, yeah, it's got to be the app. And then one day I said, you know what? This is when I had the S20. I had the S22.
That's right.
I switched that. Now the performance of my doing DoorDash increased by this much more. It
got
was
better.
It got better, right? I'm like, all right, maybe it's And then this came. Then it's in my pocket. I don't feel like digging for it.
And
anyway,
it seems to me I remember you having big problems with the A54 door dashing, or am I missing?
Yeah, well, yes, and then this is where I can't discern. I couldn't discern to figure out, is it the app or is it the phone? And I went through months of good days, bad days, good days, and to the phone's credit, it takes the pictures I need. It takes the photos in the dark where I'm taking pictures at night, and I'm not out for quality. I need a picture of me dropping off the goods
of what you did. Yeah,
right. I've switched carriers. I'm on the Boost Infinity setup, which is using AT&T, which is much better than
track of all this stuff.
Well, I'm on Boost Infinity, which is using AT&T, which is now that cured a lot.
Wait, it's better than T-Mobile. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you got him interested.
Yeah. Well, yeah. T-Mobile's done, by the way. T-Mobile's done. I kicked it to the curb.
So for you, see here, T-Mobile is great and has been for like 5 years now. And don't get me wrong,
T-Mobile.
I told you, Mike. T-Mobile is not it.
No, when I'm in the sticks, it's garbage.
Your beef is the privacy. The privacy issue.
No, the privacy. Yes, the privacy thing. What really got to me on
they get hacked too often. Yeah,
they got hacked too often, and they're saying, "Oh, sorry about that." And this is their customer service, and funny thing, real quick.
Sorry about that.
Right, but and then a few weeks ago, as I'm whittling down my lines, I'm down to one line. All of a sudden, I go in my account to pay the bill, and all of a sudden, hey, you need to update your security. I'm like, what? Why do I have to update the security? You people need to fix your security. I worry about mine. Okay? Because every time I sign into Verizon, it takes about 5 steps to get into my account. And it's a pain in the tuchus. But guess what? Out of the gate, Verizon says we're going to make sure that that your information is guaranteed is really you trying to get into the account.
And you know what song you're making me think of right now?
What?
Stevie Wonder. And I'm sick and tired of hearing your song. You're going to change right from wrong. But if you really want to hear my views, you haven't done nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, I missed those. I missed those tunes there,
so
George.
What was your big problem with A54 and DoorDash?
And A54. Let me get back to A54 real quick. And then I said, like I said, now I'm on a carrier that I'm happy with, and the performance is great. I can honestly say the app is the biggest problem. But to see if it's just me, okay, I went back to the A52 to use DoorDashing. That thing just completely freaked out. That phone could not handle DoorDashing to save it. The problem I had where you would accept a delivery or say I'm going to complete the delivery. Right. I had numerous times of touch issues. Like the app was thinking that it just got. I'm like, okay, I'm out because I had problems.
It's funny, certain phone. Now I don't remember what it was, but Day before yesterday, I was using the A54 as my backup, my secondary line, and I was trying to do something. It was an app I was on, and it wouldn't do it. I switched phones, and immediately it was fine.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
was the A54.
Right. And getting back to it, so I got out of the A52, put the DoorDash SIM and DoorDash off the Moto Edge Plus, which mind you
Right.
has the top tier this year's SoC in it. And I noticed an improvement. I noticed an overall improvement of my experience. Again,
Right.
the app is garbage, but it was less garbagey than then I went back to the A54 because I had pretty much set my A54 up to do all my gig economy stuff, all my gig stuff on my DoorDash, and I'm signed up for Instacart on that, and then just a few other things, and I really catered that phone to do my that side job, my side hustle. And going back to it, I'm like, okay, this is where some people talk that the SoC has an effect on performance where
Well, it sure sounds like it.
where and like I said, I think because how garbage the app is and how demanding maybe this app is, it's having an effect on the phone.
So
I'm not
definitely
switching
not a
back.
fine-tuned app.
I'm right. I'm not switching, but it kind of like you people talking know what you're talking about. I do all this other stuff on this, $40 budget phone, and I have no problems. What are you talking about?
Right.
That DoorDash app is demanding because I think you're using GPS. You're using, it's using a lot of.
It's using GPS the minute you get in, the minute you want to start
the whole
dashing.
time.
It's using location services.
Okay, so as soon as you get in, it zeroes right in on you.
Oh yes, very much so, very much so. So to your credit though, George, your distaste for these other SoCs that we've talked about before. Yes, I will acknowledge. Yes, you have a valid point, but then when I take it off and I go and play Angry Birds or I watch hours of YouTube or whatever, I do emails off that.
I hear you say Angry Birds, and I'm like, nobody plays Angry. But I was listening to Android Central last week, and one of the young guys on there still plays Angry Birds.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's right. See, so I have no issue with the phone. Can I recommend that phone to somebody like my friend Tom? Let's say all he does is Facebook all day long and might play a game and he follows.
I wouldn't recommend the A54.
I would
because of that hesitation. I think anybody's going to notice it.
What's that? Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, Will? But that little hesitation is going to ruin it for him, George.
No,
you notice it, George, because they're
going to be thinking George recommended this thing and it's old janky. That's how I see it.
Nah, I'm.
I think you notice it, George, because you have high-end flagship
maybe
phones.
I think I miss a lot, so I figure if I notice it, anybody's going to notice it.
No, so that's pretty much it. My experience with A54. I like the phone. I love the size. I
like
love
the phone, and like I said, the photos are my favorite.
The photos, and let me just say this: the biggest positive, the biggest positive with this phone, this phone is right there with the big boys getting the OS updates.
That's true.
And man, every month, I'm surprised I haven't checked. I might get an update for a security patch today. I gotten like my last 2 or 3 on the first of the month. Now I know it's going to teeter back as the phone gets older, but this phone's going to get Android 18,
15,
7, no 4. I think it's going to be 4 years of OS major,
you're right. Yes,
and 5 years of security patch. No other Android phone can compete with that. Not one. And then this is the crazy thing what Samsung does right is that even the AO, I forget, the whatever AO4,
the A02, the A03,
all of them are gotten at least 2 or 3 updates.
Right.
So man, props to them. I mean, hey, will the OS, will the SoC take it later on?
Did you ever think we'd get to a time when all kinds of big sites are writing stories about, well, if Google ever catches up to Samsung with
Oh, I know.
that's where we are.
It's something you just can't wrap your head around after all
Exactly.
this, after years of the early days.
And now you read it all over the place.
I know. So that's the biggest plus with that. And the cameras, like I said, I mean, I will say I've dropped this phone. I've been in rainstorms in this
With
phone.
or without a case?
With a case. I do have a case.
Okay.
I know, without a doubt, I got a case and I got a screen protector on it. But
Yeah.
this phone never missed a beat. It's as far as that's concerned. But it's just the how the demanding the app can be.
Right.
I think has an effect on it. So, moving on to now this is where Will can get. This is where I'm glad Will's here for this part.
Okay.
George, you have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, correct?
Yes, but I don't have it with me.
But you
didn't
do
put it
have
in the notes. Yes.
Okay, you do
I'll
have
be
it.
using
You
it
do
I'll be
use it.
using it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, tomorrow
That's
I'll
fine.
be switching to it. Yeah.
And Will, you got the Pro 14 Pro?
Yeah.
Okay. So for George and I think we both had our phones anywhere. So I wrote from 9 to 11 months. Will, you might have had when you got the 14 when you sold me your 13, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Was that after the holidays or just before the holidays?
It was
I think
after
it
the
was just
holidays,
before.
wasn't it?
Just before,
I was
yeah.
thinking it was
I thought it
after.
I
was.
think it was just before.
Right.
Okay.
So let's go with Will. Let's start with Will. Will's been quiet. We've been plastering him about Android phones, which
now he
loves.
gets a chance to talk about something he likes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Will, your iPhone Pro 14. What's your been your experience? What do you like? I mean, the questions are pretty much like this. What's your been experience for last weeks or months? Biggest positive, biggest negatives, and then what is it? Has it been a good ad? Was it worth going to the 14? Take it away, Will.
It's been fine. It's been an iPhone. Like, you know what I mean? You know what to expect.
What he's saying is meant perfection. Is that what you're saying?
Don't give him words. Don't give him ammo, George.
He says it's been an iPhone.
Don't give him ammo, please. Stop.
Go ahead, Will.
It's done what it's supposed to do. Like, my apps work fine. Camera's good. I don't really have no issues with it.
But was it worth it? Was it worth going from the 13 to 14?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
It's not that much of a difference now.
I was going to say he's having a hard time now. Okay.
So, are you going to keep it, or are you going to get the 15 when it comes out?
I got to see the event.
Me too.
Right now, before the event, I'm always like this. I'm like, no, but I might just get it to get it. But I'm not upgrading my watch.
You're not upgrading your watch?
Mm-mm.
No, I wouldn't think you would.
Like if they come out with an Ultra 2, I'm not gonna get it. Oh
Right.
wait, let me stop. Wait.
Okay.
Wait. If it's black, I might get it.
Oh, really?
If it's black, yeah. If they change the color, if they make it black, and then I'll get the black phone. Yeah, maybe.
And who's that? It's the brother with the black phone. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to remember, Mike. I've only had one phone.
Yeah, I know.
So you say like, was it worth upgrade? I guess from the 13, no, but yeah, I've only got one phone. So like you and George, y'all might buy like 3-4 phones a year. That might cost the price of.
I buy about 6 or 7 phones a year.
So if George buys 6 phones a year. Let's say each phone is $200. That's a new iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Except some of my phones are $1,200 too.
But
okay, you're rich, George. You're rich.
No, I scrape a lot.
I can't keep up with you.
And I do get a little money from Google once in a while, and even Amazon once in a while, so it helps.
Yeah.
Mike, I went on my Swapper page the other day, and I just laughed.
Yeah, I know you did that before. You went there. And what are you doing to Swapper? Are you done it recently? You've gone to Swapper lately? Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
stay away.
I just went on my page I was looking at it and I said, yeah, thank God I don't do this no more. Mm-mm.
It's
So,
very hard for me to even bring myself to sell a phone, any phone.
so Will, tell me, in your decision making, that you're sounding to be on the fence, how much is the USB Type C going to have an effect on your decision?
I think I'm the opposite because for real, I'm like, so what I heard was they're going to switch the AirPods to USB-C, so they're probably going to relaunch them and just switch the case to a USB-C case. But where I'm at now, like, so I told you I got the M2 MacBook, right? So that
Right.
gives you it has, so before the MacBook had charging with USB-C, now it has MagSafe again. So you have the two USB-C ports. But right now where I'm at, it's like if I buy the new phone, all my cords are wasted. You know what I mean?
Or your what?
All my lightning cords are wasted.
Oh, the lightning
No.
cord. Yeah.
I'll be starting over again. You know what I mean? Because so
Yeah. But I mean, we're all going to go through that. In a couple of years, we won't have any use for the lightning cords.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What's the rush? For me, it's like, what's the rush? Because I got my AirPods came with a cord. Then I had cords from my other AirPods that I bought. All my phones, like I have cords everywhere. I got extra cords. My kids have a regular lightning phone.
Yeah.
So
your kids still got the 11s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what made you go and get the 14 anyway? What was like going, I'm going to get it? What made you go, I'm going to do it? Now, mind you, I think it was like November when we did all this, you and me.
Because I was just like, I might as well buy it. The same reason I buy it every year. That's what I said. I have to like see what they have, and then it'll either be like one day I'll wake up and be like, I just buy it. Because when you know how Apple is, when you trade in your phone, like if I trade in this phone, they'll probably give me like at least $550, $600. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm paying for half the phone. So when I look at it that way, it's like, why not buy the phone? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And for me, I keep thinking I shouldn't get the Pro Max because it's going to cost more money. But if I trade in my 14 Pro Max,
they're
going to make me buy that phone because of the action button. I want that action button.
You want that? See, and that's the other thing I don't like. I don't think I'm a fan of the button.
So you'd rather keep your mute switch?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but
I want that action button badly. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about upgrading my watch because I just had the Watch SE, but because I'm so healthy, none of that stuff that I would get, like if I bought your watch, Will, yeah, it's a much better watch, but health-wise, I don't need any of that. I'm too healthy for it, you know.
What? Wait a minute, I'm typing here with comments. What are you not healthy? You're healthy with what now?
He has the Ultra. I have the SE. So I have the cheapest version. He's got the most expensive version with the most features.
Bells and whistles.
Almost all of those features have to do with health or bettering your health. How could I have better health at 78 years old than I have now? It's almost impossible. Every time I have a checkup, it comes back dead on perfect.
Well, no, but George, so
it's a waste of money for me.
No, listen, the features of the Ultra, the only difference aside from the
I know the size is a big difference.
Yeah, well, but none of them.
I don't use sleep tracking at all ever because I don't need it. I don't need anything with my blood or heart because my blood and my heart are always perfect. They never changes.
It's flat. The battery lasts longer, and
I have read that. Okay.
Like it's the same software, so it's not like the only reason. Like when I got it, I was just like, okay, I'm not upgrading this in a year.
And it doesn't make any sense for me to buy for the battery lasts longer because I have 5 smartwatches. I change them every day. And when I change watches, I change phones. You know.
See, I don't live that much.
Yeah, I'm. Now wait a minute.
Like
Okay.
today
I don't
I'm
want to talk
wearing
about
my
it because I'm
Galaxy
I'm
Watch
gonna
5
get off the
Pro.
rails.
So of course I have my
What,
S23
Mike?
Plus.
What is it?
You all talk about these watches and all. I right here. This is a watch that doesn't get no talk.
I
And
never even
it's
heard of it.
it's an Amazfit
What is it?
GTR.
Oh, the Amazfit, yeah. You know who
Okay.
talks about you know who loves those watches is Jay Will.
Jay Will likes them. Well,
Yes, a lot.
I'm telling you, that has a lot of health features. It has GPS. I can get my text messages in reply. I know that I'm getting a phone call. I might not be able to answer the phone. I can hang up on the
Right.
nice feature with that is I hang
You
up on
can't
the
answer the phone
telemarketers.
even if your phone is with you can't answer it on the watch.
No, not that's the only little
Oh.
thing, and it's Amazon Alexa for the smarts part.
See, that
Okay.
would bother
Mike,
me
you know what,
because when
though?
I'm on my bicycle, I can answer my phone on any of my watches.
What's that, Will?
Mike, the problem with that watch, not that people don't like it, but it's the problem of Android. There's too many different things. Like
Yeah,
most people never even heard of Amazfit. Nobody even knows what that is.
And that's the
You go
shame
ask
because
somebody, they'll
why?
be like, I don't know what's an Amazfit. If it's not Samsung, or
Right.
for
That's
some
true.
portion of some people,
If it's not
Google,
Samsung or Apple, most
but-
people in America
yeah,
have no idea.
that's and you can't blame.
Right.
You can't blame Samsung.
And let me circle back to that same comment that you just made. The Moto Edge Plus 2023 is a phone that nobody wants to talk. It's never going to talk about. And along with this phone, this watch,
Right.
this watch gets 10 days. I could go maybe 12 days without even charging it.
Question is okay. Is that the watch you have on?
This is the Apple Watch that Will sold.
That's the Apple Watch. Why is that watch in a box then?
No,
That's my
no.
question.
I have the box. I've always had the box here. The watch is downstairs.
Oh,
I
okay,
wore
okay.
this. Well, I did what you did do, George, in some fashion. I'll
Oh,
wear.
you alternated?
Well, I wear this about 5 days a week. Then I'll give
okay.
my Samsung watch a wear, and today was an Apple day. Today was Apple Day, folks, and I had to help my wife's cousin set up a new iPhone. So I said,
Oh,
why
that's
not?
right. You posted that. Yeah.
Yeah. Side note, again, we're off the rails. Did you see that phone? I can't believe this man actually bent the phone. I cannot believe he was able to.
I was wondering how long did he have it? That screen was cracked like that.
Oh, for months, absolutely months. And then, I felt bad for him, and we kind of helped him out in a way that, he wanted to get a new phone, and I'm like, Joe, you're not going to. I introduced him to Apple refurbished. I got him to get an iPhone 12,
right,
128 gigs, which was his old. That was an XR with 128, and he was fine with that.
I love the XR, but I had the 12 Pro after that.
And he yeah, I mean, for $569, it's an iPhone from Apple.
That's good.
It has a new battery and new back, the new glass back.
Okay.
The thing was,
Will, did you see Jose's? He has the Apple Watch for battery life, the Ultra.
yeah.
No, I didn't see it. The comment.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Hey, now, Will, just curious, how many days you get out of the Ultra?
It depends. So if I go to like the job I go to tomorrow, I can get two days, and that's 16-hour days. About 2 days.
Haven't I
Before I
seen
got
people
the
get
job.
3 days out of it too? I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if
so.
they stretch it. But I usually drop mine if I forget when I come home from work. I drop it on the charger when I get home.
Okay.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. Now I know, and George, I hear what you're saying. I understand what these watches mean to you, but I am the opposite. I need to watch my sleeping because for my own health.
I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, I watch it for my own health.
It makes sense. Yeah.
And then the sleep feature is better.
Yeah,
on
it's
this
value.
one.
It's value. Oh, it's better on the.
I think on the Amazfit it's better.
Better than the Samsung.
better than the Samsung, better on this. This is
Okay.
this is at 40%. I took this off the charger about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning, and
Okay.
I use this. This has not been off my wrist. It's been used
Right.
all day. I use the iPhone all day. I'm down to
Okay.
24%, and this is down. Wait a minute, was it 39% right now? I don't know.
Okay.
It just bugs me that we have this kind of performance on these devices and
Well,
spend so much money.
the Amazfit has had nothing but good rep for
Yeah, but
years now, as far as
Mike.
I know.
So Mike, here's my question.
And wait a minute,
And I
Will,
have
before you go, but wait, one more thing. Amazfit is the only watch that you can go and say, I don't want this watch on this phone. I can put it on this phone, and I don't have to wipe it clean to pair up the other one. It is
I read that, and I was like, thank God somebody finally did that.
It is, and this is what these people, of all people, need to do. They need to figure this out.
Wait.
They all need to do
What watch are you wearing? What watch are you wearing? I'm confused.
This one is your Apple Watch, the one you sold.
Now wait. Okay.
Mhm.
Listen.
Okay.
That holds the whole wipe the watch thing. That makes sense to nobody except for you because y'all switch to phones every day. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's switching their watch.
But I don't wipe the watch every time I switch phones. I just use the phone that has that watch.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying.
One watch. So
he's right. I will honor that rebuttal.
And having a watch. Let's say you have the regular one. I think that's a 7? The watch, I can't remember, 6, 7. Mm-hmm. So your watch, you're saying that the battery life or whatever is disappointing, but the watch is, if you leave the house at 7 in the morning and come home at 10 or whatever time it is now, you have 20-something%, then you know what I mean? You're good. You made it through your day.
Yeah. But I want to leave it on my wrist for the night.
You can
now, how am I
go to
balance
sleep.
Between
You can go to sleep with the watch on.
And then I have to charge it and then worry about, am I going to put it back on my wrist? Am I going to remember to, did it get enough charge? Because seems like sometimes it takes forever. To me, it seems it takes a bit. To me, that's my just 2 cents. I get faster charge on the Samsung.
Apple stuff charges slow, period.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, I get.
See, I think the ultra charge is fast because it comes with a faster charging.
Okay, that's good
thing.
So I'm okay.
It has a faster charging.
Let me get back. Let me get back to George. We heard Will's side. Will's just okay. I got a phone 14. Okay. Oh well. So George, what are you thinking about your 14 Pro Max? What is it like for you?
I love my 14 Pro Max until I got. Wait a minute. Take the case off.
Until you got what?
Until I got the S23 Ultra, which is by far the best device I've ever owned in my life, and a lot of people say, not just me. Until I got this, the iPhone 14 Pro Max was the best pictures and the best photos and the best video. I think the S23 Ultra beats it in every possible way. Listen to him. There are a lot of people who say the same thing. This is easily the best phone I've ever had in my life. Now, I said to Ted last week, until the S24 Ultra comes out, I don't think any other phone would come close to beating this. That's just my opinion.
So you still have the 14 Pro Max, right?
I'll be carrying it tomorrow.
Okay. And will you consider upgrading, or are you going to try and get through?
I'm considering upgrading because I want that action button. It's going to, I think, depend on the trade-in they give me for the 14 Pro Max. If they give me $600-700, then I'll go to the 15 Pro Max and pay the rest.
Oh well, I got a question there, George. I think.
Okay.
Jose, do you export your photos and videos? He wants to know.
Yes, I do. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
I do all my what am I trying to say, Mike?
Export
Manipulating my videos. What's the word I'm missing?
rendering.
No, not my rendering. My work, my chopping, my cutting and pasting, and
Editing.
my editing. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. I do
Okay.
all my editing on either my laptop at home, occasionally on my MacBook Air, or on the Microsoft Surface Pro 8, which is what I'm on right now.
Okay.
So I do also, everything gets enhanced. Samsung enhances the screen. Yes, and Samsung always does that. But now I have other phones that kind of do the same thing. Moto does it on some of their phones. It used to be Samsung enhanced it so much you noticed it right away.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding there's enough other people doing it that it's not as easy to notice now. I think when I use my Moto Razr, I think that enhances the photos too when I use it. When I take it. So I would highly recommend the 14 Pro Max to
Pro
anybody.
Max. Okay.
Yes.
And you're quite pleased now. Could you stand up going and just skipping and just keeping it for another year?
I think I could, and that's how I was leaning when I was thinking about getting the Ultra Watch. But since I know I'm not going to get the Ultra Watch, because for me that would be a waste of money, I'm thinking I might get that. But like you said, OnePlus is going to come out with their foldable. Well, I may get that. I don't know when it's going to come out. We got to see. I know we're only 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away from the Apple event.
Apple event. So
yeah.
I just want to comment because I don't want to make Brian's been waiting. The next thing is my talk about, and I know Will's probably got questions about my Z Fold.
Okay, you want to talk about the? You want to talk about the Fold 3?
Yeah, but from my experience for the 13 Pro, this, and Will knows. For the first few weeks I kept on going, man, this just feels nice, and it is. It's still a nice.
Right. Yeah, I remember you said that when you
it is a nice feeling phone. It is. And then this is where I know I'm probably going to trigger Will. I will go through weeks of not touching this phone. Only reason I'm touching it is because I'm getting phone calls from my road techs on the road or a customer calling me on it because
you're just getting touchy feely. Come on.
Yeah, no touchy feely that much. This is where I'm going to say is. Today, like I said, I'm trying my best to, and you all know, you two know that I've been an Android guy. So for me to get a full use out of this phone, I haven't used it fully.
But Will, at least you finally got him admitting how good it is. That's a good.
It is a good
for you, Will.
And you know, but then again, I played around with my cousin's brand new, well, semi brand new iPhone 12, and I played around with it. I'm like, what's the difference between the two other than the camera?
Yeah, but so Mike,
try the S23 Ultra, then compare.
Go ahead.
But see, that's where what was I watching? KBHD video. But that's why Apple wins. Because why do you want a big difference every phone? You don't. You want consistency in your phone. And you go from one Samsung phone and it flips to the buttons are at the bottom,
if we go back before I
started buying on the side, and you want consistency.
Recommend iPhones to people who want
look what y'all went through today. Y'all went from my Moto can get an update every other month. My Samsung, this one gets it every month. This one is janky. Who wants to deal with that? You just want your phone to work.
We started out talking about nothing but budget
phones.
Don't forget.
But
Apple doesn't make any budget phones.
Oh, they do. They do.
That's just how it is on
so
Android.
So wait a minute.
Phones. Look. The same phone maker.
I got him, George.
No, it's just because the same Samsung will make 30 different models of phones.
That's true.
And some of them have water resistance, or some of them have, like, who wants the phone thing to be so inconsistent? Like you said, Mike, you got your friend Joe or whoever the phone. He doesn't want to go from having his phone work. having his phone work this way to the next model works a completely different way. Like it's changed for the sake of change.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
but keep in
you're
mind, Will,
supposed
some
to
of us
you're
buy the next
supposed
model
to
because it's different too.
but you're supposed to
One of the
feel the
biggest reasons
same
I
way
may
the
get that
same way
fucking
look,
thing for
the
it
same
is
the same way Mike felt when he touched the phone. That's how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to be
but
like,
one of the things I
what's the
may get
difference?
this thing for
Mhm.
besides the action button
Because
is the new lens, the periscope.
no, what I'm saying is you're supposed to say what's the difference because you're not supposed to. They don't. Not that they don't want you to, but they don't make it so that you're like, I'm just gonna go get the next one, get the next one, get the next one. We might
Yeah,
do
well,
it
that's
because
true.
we just like the technology, but the fact that you don't have to and there's
That
no
is true.
big
And one of the
feeling
big
of a
selling
difference
points
is
of
the
an
part.
iPhone is how long
Is
you
the
get updates.
that's
And you
that's the
and
part
you
where
get
you're
the
like,
updates
all
the
right,
same time everybody else gets the updates.
that's the part where you're supposed to be like, I'm winning because I might have spent
Well, that's true.
1100, but this phone is gonna last me for 5 years or
And that's
whatever.
true. You
Instead
can
of
always get
saying
5 years out of an iPhone at least.
Well,
yeah, there's not supposed to be a big difference.
no. You see, no phone. Okay, normal use of a phone, maybe 5 or 6 years. In the case of my cousin, it was only about 3.5 or 4
Okay,
because
well,
he
But
decided to try to bend it.
even 3.5, even 3.5
Bending it.
is good.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
But
but you can
yeah,
get
but
3.5 years out of any high-end Samsung phone too. Let's come on now.
Yeah, but I
yeah,
get what I
you
get what
you can. But George, this is the difference. You can get 3.5 out of it, but just like between the what was that, the 22 and the 23 or whatever it
Right.
was, they're gonna make some huge thing. They're gonna make it completely different so that you want to get it. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's like they do it on
They did
purpose.
make the 23 way better, and nobody expected it to be way better, but it is way better. You know,
like
and now,
with the
now
iPhone.
all the rumors are saying the 24 is going to be way better camera wise again. Yeah.
With the iPhone, they'll be like, "Oh, this is an S year or whatever. Like it's a small upgrade." But that's what you want. You
I
don't
think
want
the
it to be
iPhone
a
15
big.
Pro Max has enough new stuff in it to tempt me. I don't know about other people.
But you don't want it to be a big upgrade every
Well,
year. Like I wouldn't
not every year. You're right.
then
Yeah. If
I
it
feel
wasn't for
like
the
they're
action
just.
button, I probably wouldn't even be thinking about it this year.
But then it just feels to me like it's just a money grab. Like they're just trying to make something to make it a little bit different, so that you know what I mean.
They're
I jump
all
out the
in it for
window
the
and
money
buy it.
grab.
They
Well,
are.
that's
Yes,
what
they
do.
are
No,
all for the money grab.
they are, but that's where you have to know like what
That's
you're
true.
doing it for. Like
You
y'all
have to
buy
have
it
some
because you just
discernment.
like it.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to have
you
some
buy it
discernment.
because you just want the latest and greatest thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Mike's
I'm not
friend Joe
necessarily
and all
into
these
the
people,
greatest anything.
they're not gonna just go buy the phone. So to me, what you saying that you didn't feel a difference, that's what you want. Like that's good because you don't have a need. Like you're not gonna go out and just be like, I need the 14 or the
Yeah,
15
Will's saying you've
because
got that
that phone,
consistency that you're always going to want.
yeah, that phone is serving its purpose. You're getting iMessage. You're gonna get the update for probably 3-4 more years.
Yeah,
It
that's
still
true.
works with your watch. Like you're good. That's what you want. It's gonna work with your MacBook. That's why I'm glad I don't buy a new Android phone because I already know it never ends.
But
Every
one thing
3
I
months,
find
4 months,
AirDrop
there's
never
something
works
else.
for me as easy as I think it should.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people complaining about AirDrop lately.
We going
I don't know why yours doesn't work. I have no issues, but
it doesn't
like,
work as easily as
for
I
me,
think it should. You know, yours works easily.
Yeah, I tap the button and hit the thing. Comes up on my screen. I tap it. Goes to my
I
computer.
find about half the time it works for me that easily, and about half the time it doesn't.
What I'm sorry, I missed that part. What's not working right?
I'm looking for
AirDrop.
AirDrop to work
doesn't
easily
work
all
for
the
me.
time between my iPhone and my MacBook Air and my iPad Pro. It never works as easily between all of them as I think it should. Sometimes it does, but not always. And I've seen other people complain about it.
For me, Android was like a never never ending thing. Like there
Well,
was always
hey,
something
George,
new.
we gotta
Well,
come
now,
back.
yeah, and you're right, because now I'm finding nearby share is not working as easily as they say
Oh
it's
no no
going
no no
to.
no no! I just meant George like the devices, like
Okay.
Samsung
Hello,
drops
Pat.
twice a
How
year.
you doing?
OnePlus
Hey,
drops once a year.
yeah.
Before LG used to, like, it was always something. It was like,
Hey, Pat,
and
how
they
are
were.
you?
It wasn't like now.
Pat,
Look, I haven't even heard. I must be really out of the loop because the Pixel comes out in what 4 weeks.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard a word. I
I
haven't
did a
heard
I did a
nothing.
video yesterday talking about the Apple event being announced 3 days ago and about the Google event being announced 2 days ago.
Oh, they did announce it because I haven't.
Yes,
Like I haven't. There's always leaks and
Apple
they already
announced it
know what's
on
coming. And
Apple announced
yeah,
it
I
on
know. I know
Tuesday.
Apple's
Google
is
announced
coming.
it on Wednesday.
I'm just talking about like the leaks. Usually, there's leaks about the new Pixel.
Oh well, yeah. Google leaked their new Pixel 8 on purpose. Everybody said it was on purpose about 4 or 5 days ago, and everybody said, "Oh, here comes another Google leak," and everybody said it looks like Google did this on purpose.
So what's the
Oh, got
big
you.
feature this year? What is the big thing?
There's a lot of talk about a much better phone, but to me, so far, it's all talk.
You know what?
I
Hey,
know
hey,
one of.
Will. You know the big talk is it has a SIM card. Okay.
Oh my god! One of
Will
the
you stop
one
that?
of
Are you
the
ever going to get over it?
Never.
what
You,
the
you
SIM
and
Never.
card?
you and Jay will, boy. You guys don't want to get off that.
Nope. Nope.
That's another issue that nobody has unless you're a tech person.
Jay
If
Will
you're
got
not
rid of
switching
his.
phones,
I think Jay
if
Will
you're
got
not
rid of his
switching
14
phones,
so he can have a SIM card that he could replace again.
yeah,
That's
but if you're
right.
not switching phones like that, it doesn't matter. That's not a
Well, that's
like.
true. That's true.
That's
But he
never.
he
I've never looked
he
at.
he buys 5 times more phones than I buy.
Mm.
Trust me.
Yeah,
He
but
buys
but that's
everything.
why it's a problem for him. And Apple's
Yeah, of
like,
course it is.
we
Yep,
don't.
that's
Yeah,
true.
they're like, we don't care because the person who's buying one phone isn't
Yeah,
switching
that
their
person is not going to
their
care.
SIM
You
card,
wouldn't
so
think.
it's not an
Although
issue.
it bothers the heck out of Mike, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
but Mike, it
Who?
bothers Mike because
Yeah,
even
but
though
who was
Mike
the who
doesn't,
was it? Big
Wait.
was
Wait.
it
Wait. Now hold
was
on.
it
Hold.
Big House didn't like it either, right? Big House
And,
yeah,
objected.
and let me just say this, Will. Wait
yeah,
a minute.
but you know why? Listen, this is why it's bothering you because you use both sides. So you look at it and you're like, my phone should work like my Android phone. That's what you want. You want that phone to be comparable to it. But if
Hey,
you were just using one or the other, you wouldn't care. If you
yo,
were just
Munchie,
using
glad to see you,
Android, you
brother.
wouldn't care
Well,
that the iPhone couldn't switch their SIM card. Just
first,
like if you were just using iPhone and you were on your phone without a SIM
Well,
card, you
see,
wouldn't care. You'd be like, you
Will.
know what? This
I'm
just
interested to
works.
see how easily I switch
Will.
to the next iPhone because I had a very easy switch to this iPhone for the eSIM. Now I want to see if I can switch the eSIM just as easily going to the next iPhone. We'll find out, I think.
Well, that's sort of what I was going to say.
It's easy. It's very easy, George. They built
No,
it in.
no, it's not easy.
George,
No,
It's
mine was
not
very
George,
easy
easy.
for
It
this
depends
one.
on the
Go
it's
ahead.
carrier.
it's
Depending on the carrier.
I
it's
think
built
I think
into
it's easy with
iOS, Mike.
T-Mobile. Yeah, I think it's easy with
Mike,
T-Mobile because I didn't have to call
I'm telling
anybody.
you, it's the carrier. I'm telling you, you're anyway.
Mike, it's built into iOS. All you do is put your phone there, and it pops up and tells you you want to switch your SIM card
I
over.
think he's right.
It's
I've,
built in.
I've read that and seen it somewhere.
They have built it in. The carrier thing you were having, maybe it was with T-Mobile. T-Mobile
No,
had
that
No,
issues
no,
in the
T-Mobile made
beginning.
that
it
was
very
visible.
easy for me. I
Will,
didn't
that
have
was
to do
visible.
anything.
That was
Oh
a
well,
disaster
Mike,
with visible.
visible is half of a carrier. That's why. That's why.
No, I see them. I see them more as a subsidiary of Verizon. Real quick,
This is
Munchie's in
why
the
I
Listen,
room.
don't do
Everybody
Mike,
say
MVNO
hi to
the
Munchie,
most.
real quick.
Mike. Listen, I got my friend on Visible at work, right? You know how many months they were telling her that her phone was about to turn off and she had
Oh,
to
really?
update. We went in there and did this whole update thing, and I'm like, well, did they send you your new card? No, they didn't send it. They turned their phone off. Like Visible is a mess. I felt bad because I got her on it and then I left, but Visible is a mess. Like, and you still can't call and speak to nobody.
Oh, all I know.
There's no real customer service.
You see what Munchie's saying about being in the walled garden, right?
Minus the customer care, he's saying, yeah.
What happened? What did he say? I can't read it.
Here, hold on.
iPhone says iPhone people have their own bubble. He's saying he's talking about the walled garden.
But let me. Okay, I don't know. I just still not sold on it, Will, because I had more problems with my cousin trying to get his password straightened out. Now let's throw in an eSIM situation. I'm sorry, don't.
But you didn't have problems with an eSIM itself, right?
No, he had a SIM card.
Okay,
it was easy. That was the thing. I took out the SIM card and put it in the other one. We had service right away. It shouldn't be this hard. And
mine was not hard. All I did was follow like 5 instructions on a page, and in 5 minutes it was done.
Maybe for you, George. Everybody have. I've hear other people saying the same thing you're saying, George, and I've also read other people having similar problems with eSIM.
I've read where people had to call up and had to stay on the phone, and like for me, it was just boom, boom.
My messaging was all screwed up. Okay, so I remember that much, and people
that was because of the eSIM. You think?
Yes.
No, that's because of Visible. That's because of Visible. That's the carrier.
I don't think the eSIM has anything to do with your messaging.
That's the carrier.
People couldn't find me. You know how they found me? They found me through my email address. Because that's the only other way you can find.
They couldn't find you because Visible was messed up.
Visible. You thank Visible.
Phone number.
You can thank Visible for all my.
Wait a minute. Will, aren't you the one that brought Mike to Visible in the first place?
Yeah, you did.
But listen. But George, I left Visible because the same thing that I'm telling them about. There's no customer service. So when I had an issue and nobody would answer the phone, I was like, well, there's no number to call. But I'm like, I can't do this no more. It's not worth the.
I'm with you, Munchie.
Price.
I'm with you. I'm with Munchie on this.
The
I'm
eSIM,
like I said,
leaving that comment up.
I changed it to my eSIM in about the same time it would have taken me to switch out of physical SIM. It was that quick.
It's just as easy, except you don't have to go to your carrier.
Yeah, and it was T-Mobile. I think I went to the instructions on T-Mobile's website and I followed 5 instructions, and that's how I changed it.
When Samsung drops the eSIM in their phone, and that's going to be their only thing.
And you know it's coming because Apple did it. Samsung's going to do it at some point.
It's coming.
Yeah,
and then it's going to be a problem. That's when it's going to be an issue.
Because once Apple and Samsung do it, everybody has to do it.
No. You know why it's going to be an issue? Because Android has so many different phone models. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Samsung's switch from eSIM to a Samsung and all that, because there's going to be too many different. There's going to be too many different things. Samsung will have their own way to do it, and it might not work with Motorola's way to switch it. That's when it's going to be an issue. If you're going from iPhone to iPhone, it's easy. It's very easy.
Yeah, but according to what's my hero's name that lives in Russia now because he outed the CIA? Huh?
Snowden.
Yeah. According to Snowden, it doesn't matter if you have a SIM in or out. They can track your phone whether you have a SIM in your phone or not, whether your phone is turned on or not.
You see what Munchie's comment is?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's saying he can't pop a SIM out. They don't need your SIM in your phone to track you. They don't need anybody's SIM in their phone to track you.
Universal eSIM profile.
And how long is it going to take for the rest of Android to follow it? Google was making a universal messaging thing for about 8 years.
Yeah, it took a long time. It took a heck of a long time.
Listen, I want to. I want to get through the rest of the stuff here, but in the end, Apple
you were going to talk about your Fold 3.
I'm about to right now because I hopefully Brian's still here. He didn't I messaged him and he didn't. I hope he didn't leave. I'm terribly sorry. Yes, the backstory, the whole story with this, I picked this up. Is I seen 2 DoorDashers with this phone in a matter of about 2 days. And then second one, you just ever get the vibe you can talk to this guy. So I said, hey, I noticed you got a fold there. Oh yeah, I got this is before the 5 got released, just weeks before.
So he had the 4.
He had the 4. He goes, oh, I love this, and he opened it up, and he had the whole dasher app up, and
Right.
he was doing. He goes, I love the size, and he didn't have this kind of case. I got this one came with a pen.
Okay.
And
am I right? You bought this for Patty?
Yeah, well, that's where yes, because but Patty kept on coming would see it too, and she kind of like, wow, that's great, and she immediately thought about her casino game she loves to play on here and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm started shopping around because it was like a win-win. She would get a phone, I would get my Moto, and let me just go back. I forget what was. Oh, the Moto stylus wasn't working out as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Then I gave her my Moto Edge Plus. I was like, going, I like that phone,
but it doesn't have a stylus.
Yes, it didn't have a stylus, but guess what?
And I know Patty loves her stylus.
But we found of all things. I went to some Google event over at Home Depot, and I did a video on, and it had the little stylus rubber tip on it, and she uses that. That's what she uses is for a stylus. The phone performs great for her. Okay. Anyway, then she saw that, and then in the head, I'm like, oh well, if she don't like it, I get it. If she likes it, she keeps it, and I get to look at it and play with it once in a while.
Who has it now?
Oh, it's mine.
Oh, okay.
It came with a case, and the case was actually absolutely horrible. I can't believe Samsung made this case.
Really?
For not this case. Another case, which I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Samsung case would
it was just horrible. Once you close it, it was great. But when opening it, the case got in the way of doing things.
Really?
So anyway, she was kind of fumbling. She didn't care. I don't think she cared for the cover screen so much. To do daily tasking on it. She didn't want to always open it too. It was one of those things. So anyway, long story short, she just felt it just wasn't meant for her. So I took it over and I started.
What has she got now?
She's back on the Moto Edge Plus.
Okay.
Mind you, I have 2.
So as long as she has that rubber tip, she's good.
Yes, she's good. She's happy. It really does work great for her. It doesn't. It really that again, the processor shines for her casino games and all the other stuff that she does on the phone. It really does perform really nice for her. So anyway, I got this out of curiosity, and then it kind of goes back to some of the things I think maybe if I'm speaking out of turn, I apologize, but it kind of this phone is no different than the 5. That's how I look at it. That's what I'm hearing. I think because
I've heard the 4 and the 5. There's practically no difference, but they all said if you have a 3, you probably should go to the 5.
Why? Tell me why. What's the biggest thing? It opens.
I think the cameras are a lot better on the 5 than the 3.
That video I shot today for the show. Okay, that video, that little blurb there was shot on the front camera.
Okay.
Okay, at 4K. I'm pretty sure it was 4K at 30. That little thing with showing the phone rocking, that was using this camera. Some other ones I might have mentioned, you really don't notice the difference personally. And I'm not using this all the time as my camera. If I'm going to want a camera phone, I'll pull out my Pixel.
Right.
Okay. And going back to what Will's saying, yes, not everybody's carrying 3 phones, and we have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah, and that's what I used to do. Pull out the Pixel. Now I pull out the 23 Ultra.
Well, okay, but in doing so, this still does have, I feel a serviceable camera in the first place. Right. I love the big canvas, and yes, I am going back on my word and saying I'm not ready for a foldable, but for the price of this device and the ability to have this phone for $600, you can't go wrong. Yeah, you couldn't go wrong. I didn't go broke over. I didn't have to finance $1,700. I almost used this as a trade-in, but I'm like, going, why? I got a perfect case. This is a speaking case. There's the pen.
Yeah,
it's comfortable. It matches the black, matches the phone itself.
Good.
I'm pleased with it, but And going back to I have too many phones. I'll say it outright. I have too many phones. There's too much stuff here that
You'll
I'm
never
missing.
hear me say that. Now, of course,
I'll
I was
admit,
thinking before. I haven't learned everything in most of my phones because I have too many
there
phones. But I'll
so
never
much
say
you
I
can
have too
do.
many
I
phones.
can see why this replaced the Note. I can understand why. And then the new update that just came out, they are pushing the I can constantly
Mike, even this replaced the Note.
but
See.
yes, but this still I think is the flagship of the group like the Note was.
Okay.
So I'm pleased with it.
Good. Now, question.
I got a question here.
What do you like better, this or the iPhone?
What?
The
This?
folder.
I
The
like
iPhone.
this.
Okay,
Oh, I
I'm
like
asking
this.
you.
I like this. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a scenario.
Yes, it's a Fold 3. Yes,
Yes, it is a Fold 3.
and he got it for $600.
I got it for $600, and it my worry was when I got the phone, it came in with an AT&T box.
Right.
The Fold.
Yeah, that would make me nervous too.
Right. Well, and the clown who sold it. See, I don't see that it has the Death Star. When and the clown who sold it to me, I want bonkers on him. I said, dude,
I never heard it called a Death Star. I love it. It looks like a Death Star.
Yeah. I want bonkers on the guy. I said, dude, you put it in as an unlocked device,
right?
Right.
Look at Munchie's question.
Let's see. Is the on the Fold? Does it take some time to get used to? And yes, it has a plasticky feel,
So
but
Munchie's right. Okay.
you quickly and George, you could maybe answer this because with your Flip. Did it not? I had the Flip 3.
Yes, and I have to say I had the Flip 3 and I had the Flip 4. it felt plasticky. With the Razor, it doesn't feel plasticky. There's a plastic screen protector, but it doesn't feel like a plastic screen protector.
The plasticky part doesn't bother me so much. I'm immediately to me.
But you could tell the difference between the Razor and the and the Z Flip 3 or 4 because they definitely felt like plastic.
Mike, I got a question.
He's saying it doesn't bother him. You get used to it quick. What'd you say, Will?
What's up, Will?
I got a question for Mike.
Go ahead. Oh boy.
All right. Now, after your issues with the Flip, you really trust. You really stepped out on a limb. Because then you have issues with your screen.
You got very upset that screen protector started lifting on you.
Yes.
So now this one, you don't have no warranty or nothing, right?
I took a chance.
So if that screen starts lifting up, you're just out of luck. How's the the crease? That would drive me.
The crease, the crease don't bother me. When I do use it, it doesn't really. I don't feel. It just. I know it's there.
So is that your daily driver?
No. Nope.
Oh, okay.
No.
Everybody says the crease on the Pixel Fold is better than the crease on these. And
so
I
you
know
have
the
phone,
crease on
so
the Razor is better than the crease on the Flips.
Mike, why isn't that your daily driver?
Yeah. Good
phone
question.
has all the bells and whistles and everything you would want.
I could use this. I could use this phone to do my YouTube channel from.
But
and it's on a line that I would use to go and do different YouTube things on it. It's a line I had from when I had T-Mobile. I could use it for editing.
No, but what I'm saying is, what's preventing you from making that your daily driver?
What's
preventing you from what phone is your daily driver?
He's gonna laugh.
What Android phone? I'm saying
I'm using the OnePlus Nord N30, a budget phone.
So why do you prefer that over the Samsung with all the flip and fold and the stylus and the
why do
deal on it?
It
has a bigger canvas and all. You know what I mean? I'm trying to.
Yeah, you said you love the big.
Well,
canvas.
okay. Wait a minute. One thing is the battery life is okay. The battery life on any other phone I've had on my primary line is way better.
Is better. Okay. So the two screens are using up more batteries, which is
it's just smaller batteries in it.
Okay,
in it too. I think this has 5,000. This one's under 5, way under 5, like barely 4,000. I think. I don't mind the cover screen. Yeah, could I use it as my daily? Be honest with you, Will. I never really wanted to venture to it. It's just something in my mind. I didn't know if I really wanted to. I really don't have a good answer for you, Will. I'm sorry. I just wanted a candy bar style phone for my primary, and this is my play line, and this is one
from the guy who 2 years ago was saying he was getting bored with candy bar phones.
Yeah, I was, and then when I went out on a limb to get this phone because I saw it, and I'm like, well, I just saw it. And was like, okay, and again, I'll say this. I'm not trying to. I'm not bragging, but I'm like going, okay, I can afford to get this.
Okay, question.
So go ahead.
Most people that have come to their first fold, I hear it over and over in videos. Okay, I've become a fold person, and they're probably going to continue buying folds. Is that true for you? Going forward?
Nothing. Not right now.
It's not, George, because that's what I'm trying to understand. Because
I agree with you, Will. I agree with you, because he would have made it his main line.
Yeah, he's telling you that it's not. It's not. He wouldn't spend $1,700 for it, or whatever the new price is. So it's not. It's not necessary.
No, it's not necessary, and that's that's the thing. I still get the same experience with the new one, though, Will.
No, I'm saying you get the same experience no matter what phone you got. All the phones you got, the screen is a little bigger. That's it. That's the only difference that
I'm not taking advantage of the ability to do any of the camera features that this comes with. I am not. Maybe I should make this my work phone because it has a stylus and I can look at PDFs and part breakdowns on this. There's numerous things I'm not taking full advantage of, and that's where I also say though too is. I have too many phones.
I never take full advantage of a phone because I have too many phones. That's true.
Too many phones. So we don't take advantage of it.
I'm not using a flipping phone until iPhone comes out. So it'll still be brand new.
You've been saying that for a year and a half now.
It'll be brand new to me when they come out with it, and everybody's like, "We had that 7 years ago." It'll be brand new, and I'll be like, "Okay, now I like it." And then when they get rid of all the other candy bar phones, and the only phone that you can get for the iPhone is a flip. Then
all the analysts say that the foldables are going to become mainstream, but they all say candy bar phones are not going away. Period.
No, see, they won't on Android, but they will on Apple. Apple will get rid of them.
You should know when Apple makes it, it'll be right because they always
are. Apple will get rid of them because they don't give you a choice. On Android, it's going to be harder to get rid of them because there's so many different people coming out with phones.
Yeah. Apple's always, you feel do it my way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I like it. Can I recommend it? No, it's not meant for everybody. But do I feel
it's a toy? It's not necessary.
No, it's not necessary.
It's not a toy. It's the future. It's not.
George. It's a toy. Though,
I ain't going to argue the toy thing. I ain't going to argue the toy thing until I start mastering it and make it into a tool.
But think about it. That phone isn't doing. It's not doing nothing.
Just because something's intriguing doesn't make it a toy.
Well, however you want to describe it, it's just something to play with because your Galaxy
because something's intriguing doesn't make it just something to play with.
George, your S23 has the same features minus the camera stuff, right? And it doesn't flip or fold,
right?
So it's this. You're getting the same experience out of the phone.
Munchie,
you know what I mean? It's the same experience. But you got the same.
When I had the Flip 4 and the Flip 3, I loved having it because of the uniqueness of it. Well, now I have the Moto Razr, and I love it even more because I think it's a better phone. So it's the uniqueness that makes that's part of what I love about the phone. I think that's probably
So yeah, exactly. You like the uniqueness of the phone, but there's no use case on the phone that makes it
a lot of
necessary.
people like having that big tablet size when they open it up. That's a use case. I haven't had that, but that's a use case. I think everybody seems to love it when they do use it. You know.
There we go. There we go. And there's I use an XR will and same experience as a 15 Pro.
It is. It's the same. Exactly. It's the same experience.
And
That's
let me
the
just
point.
say that. Let me just
That's what
say
it's
this.
supposed to. Exactly.
I feel I'm going to get the same experience out of a Fold 5 out of this phone because they're going to update this phone just like the Fold 5 and beyond.
No, yeah, you're probably right. The other thing they're going to make better. Oh, they say the fold itself is much better. The crease, they say the crease is much better on the 5 than they've had in any other and it folds flat. Yours does not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even. I didn't even take notice of that. So
okay. I mean, a lot of people do though.
Let's move on real fast to George, and then we were covering phones that we both don't have, and mine was the Z Fold 3. You have the Nothing Phone 2.
Right.
So what it's been like to have that, and talk to me about.
Absolutely love it.
Yes.
See it? It's again, it's unique, but it is nice to lay this phone flat, and if you put it on mute or something, you still see everything that's coming through, and you can assign those different lights so you can identify them without any sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is the Nothing Phone 2 has these very unique sounds that you don't find on other phones, and it comes that way. So, but you can design them the way you want too. I use my Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme as my main sound on all my phones, and I have that on here too. But it does have some very unique sounds. But I like this phone a lot, and everybody that I've done a video that has seen my videos on the cameras has been very surprised at how good the cameras are. And last week I had an update, and the week before I had an update. Both
I've never seen it. Yeah.
And it keeps getting better, and everybody's very surprised at that, including me.
Right.
So the camera's much better than you would have expected, because based on everything I heard about the Nothing Phone 1, which I did not have, I would not have liked the cameras, but these cameras are very, very good. Video-wise, pretty good. Photos, much better than you would think. And like I said, I love the uniqueness of having the lights. I love being able to lay down and see the lights light up when.
Now this phone doesn't stand a chance here in America. Right along with the OnePlus.
But OnePlus ended up making a deal with T-Mobile, and all of a sudden they started selling. Well, I think the same thing will happen here. And Call Pay already knows how to get that done.
Did you ever see, George, a OnePlus phone in the wild? Have you?
I've seen them displayed in stores in T-Mobile. I don't remember,
but not in people's hands.
The problem is, you guys go out and look for these phones in people's hands. I don't. I pay no attention.
George,
the only phones I pay attention to is when I'm at work. Everybody around me who's all retired and my age, they all have nothing but Android phones because they're cheap. And everybody who works in the branches for enterprise, they're all in their 20s and 30s. Every single one of them has an iPhone. Those are the phones I notice.
No.
And those are the only phones I pretty much know. When I walk around, when I go out to dinner, I don't notice who's got what phone. Occasionally, I'll see something. I'll say, "Oh, you have a Samsung."
George, try to take a look. It's really interesting how you see. I will say probably I'm so surprised of the last 6 months I've seen Pixels, or I hear the ringtone. Somebody didn't change the ringtone and it got the Pixel ringtone going.
I hate it when people. This is just me. I hate it when people don't have their own ringtones. I'm like, you're so freaking lazy. You can't even put a ringtone on your phone.
Yeah.
But of course, everybody around me can't, because they're all in their 60s and 70s, and they like to play dumb. I don't know why old people like to play dumb. Now, of course, I'm kind of in that regard unpopular because I refuse to dress like an old man and I refuse to act like an old man. And when they're dead 20 years from now, I'll still refuse to act like an old man. That's just me. They don't like that about me. I don't really give a crap. Yes, all the students have iPhones. That's what you see. Everybody young has an iPhone. It's a status thing, and I'm not into status. I have an iPhone because of all the other phones I have. I feel like I have to at least have one iPhone. So I try to get the best iPhone I can get.
So can you recommend that nothing phone?
Yes, absolutely. I would highly recommend for $599. Yes, I would highly recommend this. For $599, you get 8 gigabytes.
And with you being a person in particular about the SoC, does that come into play because it's using last year's?
Yeah, I don't mind last year's. It's still better than a MediaTek from 5 years ago.
Okay.
Now, I guess I can accept any MediaTek in a high-end phone for the last 2 years. Before that, I don't want a phone with a MediaTek.
Okay. Did you guys watch that video I sent?
Yes, I did. I thought it was childish as all get out.
Yeah, childish. Why?
Because that stupid neighbor acted like a 14-year-old high school kid. That's what he
What
acted
video,
like.
Mike? Which one?
He ends up taking the phone and throwing it in the grass. I would have put him in a hospital so fast it would have made his head
iPhone, the neighbor video.
Yeah,
that was funny. Yeah. That was funny.
No, it was childish.
It was funny, but
it was funny.
Do you know any adults who would act like that?
I shared the link with everybody. If you can grab it and check.
Funny, George.
Oh,
that's it wasn't funny. It was childish.
I grabbed the wrong one.
They acted like a couple of 12 or 13-year-olds.
But this is what's going on today. This is what's going on.
Not with adults. Adults are not going to fight over a phone like that. They're not going to throw somebody's phone in the yard. You're going to get thrown out of a group. I'm telling you. Out of a group, that's probably true. They're not going to throw you off their property because you have an Android phone. Only but they were going to do
the
that.
Point of it was saying that I was throwing you out of the group.
Out of the group, I can see some people doing it. I still think it's childish and stupid.
It is childish and stupid. Okay. Yes, I'm not going. Okay,
you're
right about that.
My phone out of my hand and
but this is where you're just
I would have picked him up and thrown him across the yard after that phone.
It's status.
Yeah, but listen.
It's that status.
Okay, look.
You were talking about.
Look, at my job, right? We have group chats with the management, right? So our director has an Android phone. We don't put her in there.
Oh God. Did
you kick
his dog? Did you kick his dog? Did you take his beer away?
Did you stop talking to your director or what?
Listen, we don't put her in the group chat because if we do and we gotta send a PDF, she's gonna mess up the chat. Yeah. So I can understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I can understand kicking somebody out of the group for that.
So in a sense, we kicked her out the group too.
I said
we got to make a separate,
but there's a practical reason for it, though.
But if she sends a PDF, why can't she just send a blanket? Send
I mean, come on,
an email. Why can't you just send it as an email to everybody?
Because it's faster to just send it through the message.
It is.
If you just iMessage it, you can just look at it right there. You don't have to log into your email.
I agree with Will.
I'm going to irritate Will. Will, why can't you guys just download Telegram? And use,
because now
what's so hard about downloading? You
guys
download a DoorDash app and Angry Birds apps and all. What's wrong with another app? It's a messaging app. What's so hard about that? What is so hard about another app that will work? What is so hard?
You're defeating the purpose of the ease of an iPhone. That's why.
Well, there's no ease. There's no ease. Everybody downloads apps all day long.
Mike, listen.
Not on iPhones, they don't. On Android phones, they do.
No.
Mike, listen. Mike, why? Okay, so look, you open your phone, right? You open your phone, you turn it on, your phone works fine. We have a group message, and I'm able to send you a PDF in the group chat. Right. Why would I be like, Mike, go download this?
Exactly.
Just to include somebody else. It don't even make sense.
People are not going to do it.
That's the whole point. That's the same reason why Google is saying, get the message and trying to get Apple on board.
Exactly.
Because even Google, even Android people are tired of having a messaging app for this. What's it called? Meet for that, and that's why Google keeps killing apps and
that's
trying
not
to
what we're
integrate
talking
them.
about. We're not
By
talking
the
about
way,
them
Mike,
killing off stuff.
Mike,
By the way,
Mike, we're talking.
all my
Mike,
Android
listen,
phones
Mike.
are using RCS. Yesterday, I sent 2 messages using RCS, and an hour later, I found out neither one of those messages got sent. Both
Mike,
times an hour later.
But Mike, it's the same thing because Google's trying to figure out a way to make it seamless. They don't want people to go download Telegram either. You don't see Google saying download Telegram.
You're
or
right,
that would be
Wait a minute. But you got Tim Cook telling you to go tell your mom to go buy an iPhone. Okay?
Exactly. He's telling you the simple way. Go buy an iPhone.
Simple way.
Tim Cook
Wait
is
a minute.
before
A
he puts
$700, $800 iPhone or an app that costs you nothing. What do you think you should do? A $700 iPhone?
Mike,
or
listen,
a free
Mike.
app?
No,
What's
Mike,
so
you're
hard about
comparing
it?
the wrong thing. You're
Mike.
comparing the app that comes with the iPhone versus going to get the other free app. That's the difference.
You have to tell all the other people in your life to go download this free app and hope that they use it.
Yeah, look at LPS
When
Yes, I had 2 of them yesterday.
If you already have an iPhone, you're going to use the messaging app that comes on your phone.
Exactly,
We're talking
because
about
it
America.
comes with the phone.
In America,
He's right, Mike.
the phone works on the thing. That was, Mike, remember? This was the whole thing. This is why RCS took so long to get off the ground.
That's right.
Because Google would not force the companies to do it. Samsung had their own app. LG had it.
Will, you listen to Mike now, you think he still doesn't have an iPhone.
LG has their own.
It sounds like you still don't have an iPhone.
I still do.
But you're
LG has their own
talking
messaging app.
like you did 5 years ago.
OnePlus had their own messaging app, and all we kept saying was, why doesn't Google just force it? Because once you force it and all the phones have it, that's what people are going to use. And now once Google did that, they're trying to make Apple say, Apple, come on board so that we don't have to have people saying we're going to use Telegram. We're going to use so them saying they're kicking the person out the group. I don't kick nobody out of the group, but there's people like I told you at work. I won't put them in the group because it's going to mess up the features. Now when iOS 17, when the next update drops, even if somebody's in the group that's on Android, it won't break the features for the iMessage people. So then you're going to see people just putting everybody in the group because the iPhone people will still get the videos and all that. The Android people will
that's
just,
understandable. I understand that.
So that's great. It's going to be great. Nobody will be kicked out the group no more. But nobody's going to. I can't tell my whole job. Everybody download Telegram at 5 in the morning when I'm trying to. When I'm trying to send them a schedule, I'm going to be like, "Come on, guys! If everybody's on Telegram, this will work." Why? When it works on iMessage.
Wait a minute. We talk about this. I might talk about Telegram because that's what I like to use.
We've had these arguments 3 or 4 years ago.
We're still going to argue to this point.
Listen, George. This is an argument that'll never end with Mike because Mike's thing is you should use something else. But it doesn't make sense.
We are using something else.
If I didn't know
Mike,
he had
iPhones
something
for
else. 3 years.
Maybe not
Mike, you know,
three,
Mike, you know how rarely I use Telegram? Y'all don't message me in Telegram.
Yes, me.
I know.
Nobody messages me in Telegram. I told you, and it's still the same way, Mike. Everybody I know, it'll be like, so-and-so joined Telegram.
Message me in Telegram or you and Ted. Period.
It'll tell me that they joined Telegram.
And Don occasionally.
And they'll never use it. It'll just be like, so you know what that's from, Mike? One of their friends said, join Telegram. Then they try it and they're like, what's the point? I have an iPhone. Then they don't want to use it.
But wait a minute. Those same people who have an iPhone more likely probably have Facebook and they have Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
what's wrong with Facebook Messenger? What's wrong with using Facebook Messenger
it's on their iPhone already. The iMessage is already there.
Mike, you know what's wrong with Facebook?
I understand that, but that would solve all this other problem.
No, it won't, because look, all those people at my job that are in the group chats and stuff that we have for management, I'm not friends with them on Facebook.
You don't have to be. You could still message each other.
How? How am I gotta find them on Facebook if they have Facebook.
That's the only
You know what I
thing.
mean? And then
I will
exactly,
admit
but
that
I know
that's the other
everybody.
hiccup.
Everybody has an iPhone in our group message. So why am I going to be like, download this? Why am I putting in another complication into something that's already, you know what I mean? It's already a headache. So just use what's on your phone. You
Had
turn on
this
your phone,
same
iPhone.
argument so
You turn
many
on, look,
times,
Mike,
Mike.
and then listen,
You're never
Mike,
going
wait,
to win
listen,
this argument.
Mike, listen. So wait, if they have iPhone, right? Let's just say they don't have to, but chances are they'll have an Apple Watch. Chances are they're gonna most likely they'll have an iPad. Even if they don't have a MacBook. So now when I send that schedule, even if they're not even home or sitting down in the kitchen and they have their iPad in front of them, they're gonna see the message. They can reply on Telegram and all. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work that easy.
True. That's true.
You got to use what comes with it. Google's whole issue,
but Mike is
Android's
right.
whole.
If they use Facebook Messenger, it wouldn't matter what they were on. They're going to get it anyway. But you've got to
Android.
get them to download it first.
If they have Facebook Messenger on their tablet or whatever, but Android's whole issue with messaging was Google let all the companies do what they want for all the years.
Munchie's, I think Munchie's kind of picking up what I'm putting down. Your reasons.
But Munchie already said it's Google's problem, not Apple's problem.
Right. An extra app won't break your iPhone.
It won't, Mike. Exactly. It's not going to break
what's so
your
hard?
iPhone.
I got all. It was
Mike,
no
listen,
problem
Mike,
getting everybody on Telegram at my job, and I
Mike,
have a
listen,
group chat.
They all went and downloaded it when you told them to.
Mike, wait. So listen, what did you, Mike? What did you do? Yeah, exactly. So you went to your job and you went to each of your coworkers and said, "Let me see your phone. I'm not going into work during at 8 to 4 and finding my director and being like, listen, let me see your phone so I can put another app on there." Or
Munchie, you're kind of right, but you got to remember, Will used Android for years before he became this Apple guy, so he knows what he's talking about.
You can't force, like, not even force, but I'm not gonna make somebody do something that they don't have to do when there's an app on your phone that already works.
I agree with you, Will. Since they already have it, it doesn't make sense. I agree.
Just because everybody's not using it, that's not our problem. But I'm just not going to include them in the message. I don't tell them, like my director, I don't tell her you should get an iPhone. I'm just like, all right, use your phone.
Tim said go get one for your mom.
because Mike, what he was saying, Mike, you know what he said? Mike, what he was saying basically was, we're not fixing Android's problem. That's what he said. This is an Android problem. We don't have this problem over here. The iPhone people don't complain that Android people aren't in their messages.
He's right. This is an Android problem. This isn't anybody else's
problem. They want Apple to be like, yeah, we'll fix it for you. And Android doesn't even have it together enough on their own.
It's almost as if they want to make Apple as fragmented as Android. That's not going to happen.
They're not. Yeah, like they're not going to get involved in that. Nobody's.
Exactly.
That's their problem. But messaging on iPhone works good. And when 17 comes out, and I can put your Android number in there, Mike, and it doesn't break the group chat, I'll invite you back to the group chat, and I'll send a picture. And you
know that happened.
Even if you don't get it. It's fine. That to me, that's the biggest thing of the update. That and being able to swipe to reply. I was like, that's wonderful. So now if I have a group chat and it's all Android and everybody's in it, and I send the video, I don't have to worry about the green bubbles breaking the chat.
Well, I'm gonna post something here. I'm gonna share here in the chat. I guess then, I guess MKBHD knew we were going to be talking about this because sure enough, he dropped a video a few hours ago on what is it called now?
Android
versus Android.
I watched about half of it and I found it boring because I'm like,
it's the same thing every year.
I heard all this stuff 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's the same thing every time.
Yeah, like he's saying the same stuff we've been saying for years.
You know why? Because views.
Yeah.
Let
me tell you.
Let
me see how many he's up. He's up to 1.2 billion views. Okay.
Yeah, see? And this is the time of the
I wonder
year.
how many
You're talking
makes for the
about guys who
car
got
when
like
he does a
20
car
million
video.
subscribers, you know.
Mike, this is the time of the year because the new stuff is about to come out.
Yeah,
so this is the time for that video.
without doubt. Yeah, that
When
was a strategic move. The video
Yeah.
there. So
And then somebody else, who was the one that put out the video where I tried to switch? Somebody put out a video. I tried to switch to. Let me see. Somebody sent it to me. It was like I tried to switch to Android because this is the time now. The new iPhone's about to come out, so you got to put out these videos.
oh yeah, well
Hold on.
you're talking about the guys who do who are iPhone people and they try to.
No. Who was this? Hold on.
I haven't heard about that.
How do you know? Wait, how do you know? You don't watch YouTube anymore. You said you've been out of it for a while.
He said he's not watching YouTube at all?
No, he doesn't know what's going on, he said.
Oh, okay.
I hear him. I'm hearing beating the tar out of that phone with his thumbs. I'm gonna find it and show these guys.
It's here, Mike. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This video. He was like, "Why I switched from."
I seem to have
Or I
lost one of
tried
my
to
cases.
switch.
I don't know what I do with it.
That video, Mike. He's gonna tell you why he switched. So in 2 weeks, he can tell you why he switched to the iPhone 15, and you know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Mike, keep fighting the good fight for Telegram, Mike. But
I mean, Telegram's a great app, but I agree with you. If you you already have iMessage, what do you need it for?
it's just like if I already have Google Messages, I'm not using Telegram.
Exactly.
Well, today's video live stream is brought to you by the Apple Mac Mini with the M1 chip. Okay.
God.
And let's see, we have our iPhone present and our Apple Watch, so it's okay. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to.
You know what that is, Will. He can't argue with your logic.
So. No. I'm. We all have always known to disagree to agree.
Munchie said they're not inclusive.
That's true.
It's not. It's Apple's goal is to make money. They don't care about being inclusive.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And it's not the iPhone users that aren't inclusive. The company's not inclusive. But why would I go get a subpar experience because I want to be inclusive?
I don't know that I would call it a sub. Well, yeah, I guess with the big files,
I'm not
call it a subpar.
with everything with the what's it called with the continuity with the cohesiveness of everything working together with the customer service. Why would I go get an Android phone just to include my neighbor? Nah.
I'm gonna drop again this link to this video. I mean, not video from XDA. I found it very interesting, and I yes, I am going to fight the good fight, but I think I've always said I've been on the losing team.
Oh, I read that article. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to have time to read it. I was going to say I was about to wrap things up. We're 2 minutes and 12 minutes, 2 hours and 12 minutes into this.
You're talking about the one where the green bubble shows up, right?
This is green bubble. No, this is
that's the whole article. I read it where they tell you about like the advantages and stuff.
Oh yeah, I read it.
And it talks about how much iPhone has made inroads in places that at least the places they didn't never think they would make such big inroads. China and South Korea, to name
but the whole point here is that Android's going to disappear. I don't buy that either.
I don't know if Android is going to disappear because I see Android being used in other things.
Yeah.
I see Android as a software being used in other.
But he's saying Android phones are not going to exist at some point because of iPhone.
Because how it's influenced, especially.
Why? Okay.
I think it's influenced people. I really think.
Why are Android phones?
George, you know what? This is what I'll say, George.
Why do Android phones outsell Apple 85% to 50%
because they're cheaper.
Because they're cheap, and Apple's never going to make cheap phones.
But George,
so Android phones won't stay around forever.
George, you know what though? I think they won't disappear all the way or whatever. I think in the U.S. they'll probably
They
be
may disappear
less
in the
and less
U.S. They may
because
disappear in Japan. Yeah.
because like my kids, right? They used an
Yeah.
Android phone when they were like 5. After
Mhm.
that, they used iPhone. So for us, like when older people are like, yeah, iPhones are expensive. But
Right.
now the people that are coming up now, that's all they know. So they're not gonna switch to Android.
And
You
that's
know
why
what I mean?
I agree with you. They might disappear in the U.S. and Japan, which in both countries,
And you
iPhone is
know,
the most popular. But they're
and for
not going to
me,
disappear in countries around the world that can't afford iPhones.
the US is all that I'm worried about.
Uh, you've
Well,
said
wait a
that
minute. No,
before,
wait.
and
You
I've
can't be.
always felt you were wrong to say that. I still
I
feel that
Bunchy.
way.
Hey, this is where I live. That's what I'm
This is
worried
where
about.
I
This
live
is
too,
right
but
here.
that doesn't mean the rest of
Hey,
the world.
yeah.
We've already had
No,
this
Thank you,
argument
Bunchy.
before
they
too.
exist, George. They I'm sure they exist and all that. But what I'm saying is, for my time on this planet, I'm concerned with the United States and what goes on here. I'm
Now,
not
see,
making money. I don't
to
care about
me,
Samsung's global
I'll
reach and
probably
Apple's
never leave the United States
influence
again
on
as
another
my guest,
country and all
but
that.
to me, they exist and they count. It's like to you, they don't
Yeah,
even count.
they no, George, they count to
That's how you talk
Samsung and the
about them.
shareholders. They count to them. They're getting money in their pocket. They're not giving me no money. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
I thought I was the capitalist here, but you got me beat here, brother.
They're not giving me no money. I'm not worried about them.
You see what I posted it on here? I got it shown right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. I was telling a friend, an iPhone user, how happy how
Happy the
I'm
iPhone
so the
15.
iPhone is getting US Type C. He was
Right.
utterly disappointed at the move and said, now Apple will lose its value since I can't ask someone specifically if they have an iPhone charger.
And that was the that was the
Okay.
EU's whole point. They want everybody to have the same charger, and
But
they
that's
got
also
correct.
again a social status thing.
And
You know
yeah,
what?
and leave it to me to want it because of the button. Not
I bet you
because
Apple's gonna put something on that charger.
Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh, without doubt.
there were
They
a
were
lot
already
of
talking about that,
articles
yeah.
about it, but I'm
Yes.
beginning to think they're not going to, because the EU is going to slap them hard if they do. Because the EU
No,
has
you know what?
already been talking about this stuff.
Apple better make their charger charge faster or do something different.
They could do that. They could do that.
Yeah.
Because they were all saying, well, they're going to make the other ones go slower. If they do that, I'll bet you
Yep.
the EU will slap them with a $5 billion fine or more.
Well, guys, listen. Like I said, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here.
Okay.
Take a moment to read the stories. I know you guys did, but it's a very good article. I posted it I shared it on X or Twitter.
Yes, you did.
And voiced my opinion how I felt it was. Yeah, but this discussion, we're going to meet back again a year from now. We're going to meet again. We could meet again after.
We know how often Mike's going to show up now.
Okay,
Mike, in 2025, when Apple's phone drops, that's when I want you to do your next.
Tim
stream.
told you that? Did Tim share that with you?
No, what's his name? The other guy. I forget his name.
John Posner?
No, the Apple leak guy. I forget his name. No.
Oh,
There's a
you
guy
mean
who does articles and stuff.
Oh yeah, the guy with the Chinese name. What's his?
Yeah, him. Min-Ji Kuo. Yeah, him.
Yeah, Min-Ji Kuo. Yeah.
2025.
Okay.
So just keep it in mind, Mike. In the year 25.
It'll probably be like $2,500, but I'll be getting it.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, you probably will.
Listen, definitely.
I want to thank George. George, thank you.
And in the words of Sly and the Family Stone, thank you for letting me be myself.
Okay, and Will, thank you very much for popping in. Of course, your perspective on your thoughts on Apple is always
Will,
always
it's been
intriguing.
awesome having you. We're all back together again.
I'm going to just end it here. I'm Mike Dixon. This is Simply Your Device. Thank you very much for stopping by, and until we meet again, I know that's a song.
And next week we'll be back to the Mobile Geezer channel.
On that guy's channel. Have a good one. Have a good holiday. See you, everybody.
Have a blessed weekend, everybody.